Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and me and Scribe are here to talk about shit.
Yeah,
Say hi, Scribe.
like self doxing,
Yes.
which you did
Luckily, that
just
was
before you went live. That was just before you went live, so thankfully no one knows it.
okay then.
But that aside,
Hi, everybody. Of course, we're going to be talking about International Women's Day, the Women's March, or not
mhm.
Women's March, sorry, the Women's boycott of everything.
Are we going
And
to be talking about Fearless Girl?
about who?
Have you haven't heard about Fearless Girl?
I have
The
not.
the bronze statue of a small child uh, with her hands on her hips, defiantly sticking her chest out at the bull, the giant bull on Wall Street.
Okay.
Yep, this is an installation that has been put in, I guess, today or something. I don't know if it's permanent, but apparently it is. It is a small girl in a little, like, very stereotypical little dress, all being brave in front of the giant bull of Wall Street. And I thought, wow, that thing will kill you.
Right. Be like a little Chinese guy standing in front of a tank in Tiananmen Square.
I
Um,
I watched that live on television. That tells you how
Me
old
too.
I am. I watched that live on television. That was something else.
Um, oh, Amanda says you're her favorite YouTuber.
Oh gosh.
He's one of my favorites. I am my favorite YouTuber because I love me more than anything.
Yeah,
Um,
well, you want some lotion for that hand?
no, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's start with International Women's Day. What do you think of International Women's Day?
Well, I will repeat what I told you before the stream started.
Yeah.
I put a tweet out today because I was thinking about it, and most when you call a day for a person or a group or something, usually it's because you're marking out something that they've accomplished or some effort that they've gone through, like Mother's Day. Now, it doesn't take effort to get pregnant, but to sort of earn the title of being a mother takes effort. Veterans Day, you actually have to have gone to war, etc. So International Women's Day, and I thought, and so I tweeted out, um, being a mother requires effort, therefore Mother's Day. Being a woman requires no effort. Therefore, International Women's Day should only be for transgender women because they put in the effort. But I mean, that's just me being snarky.
No, but it's true. It takes no effort to be a woman. You wake up. You're
Yeah, you're
born that
born.
way.
Yeah, you're born that way.
For me, I think we've just gotten to the point we have so many days and weeks and months dedicated to this cause or that cause. I just don't
Mhm.
give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, there is an International Men's Day. A few people actually know that, but
Yeah.
men don't care. We're
No.
not. I mean, now I could be wrong. Maybe this will be the year, but I will bet you dollars to donuts. There's not going to be marches. There's not going to be protests. There's not going to be all this hoopla over the fact that I was born with a dick. Congratulations.
Real
I don't get it.
just a quick aside here. I love everybody in the chat. The reason I said hi to Rhodey in the chat there is the first person who ever made fan art for me.
Oh,
And she's done two. Oh, actually, she's done four. There were three monkey faces, and then she did one with a giant dragon hugging a little monkey baby. And I need to get that one put into a video. But I love Rhodey and have never actually seen her in a live stream, so I had to say hi to her.
no. Hi, Rhodey.
Um, and she does great artwork. She's over on Deviant Art. I had it linked somewhere. I'll throw it in the link later
Cool.
here. But anyway, I wasn't dissing anybody else there. I love Rhodey and nice to get a chance to say hi to her. Um, yeah, we have so many days. Like we do have International Men's Day. What is it? Like November 18th, I think it is.
It's something like that. Yeah. This
And
is
it's
how
actually been
this is how important it is to me. I don't even know the date.
right. I know it's in November, and I know that it's been around since 1998, and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. It's
Yeah.
almost 20 years old.
I've
Um,
even heard some of the I forget who it was. There was some commenter who I think it was a feminist that was complaining about how little recognition women get, etc. And thankfully, there's a Women's Day. Men don't need their own day. And I was like, They already have it. We don't care because we're relatively self assured already.
Zach, thank you so much. For you guys who
Sure.
don't know, you can donate directly to the stream. There's a little money sign at the bottom. You don't have to, but I do appreciate it. And thank you, Zach. Got us started with $5. Um, I do find it funny that they chose International Women's Day to be the day that women don't do shit.
Yeah.
That's a weird combination, especially considering I don't know if you saw the MTV video about it, but
No.
Worski did a video on it. That's where I saw it, and it actually advocates not taking care of your children that day or today. That's that's not a sign of empowerment to neglect your children.
No. We have these phrases called deadbeat dads.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you about that, except that that's usually a pejorative. It's usually not something you say. It's like, wow, what a great deadbeat dad.
yeah. It's when I saw that part. Okay, if you don't want to go to work and get fired, more power to you. Don't want to go buy shit? Fine. Take care of your goddamn kids. That is so fucking retarded. See, I'm in a mood, guys. I had a bad day anyway, but this is just stupid that I can't take.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Baring's here. Hey, Baring.
Yep.
Um,
Hi, Baring.
what were our other things? Oh, the other story I wanted to talk about was it just came across CNN.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the rate of illegals crossing our southern border
Oh, yeah, I saw
is
that.
down 40% from January to February, and they think maybe, just maybe, Donald Trump's tough talk on immigration is why.
Well, okay. It's only been like a month or 2 months. Oh, geez.
Yes.
Eric
Oh, thank you, Eric.
um, picked up three. Okay, so truck driver picked up three different places today with all. What was I saying? All of the women in the companies on strike. Yeah, I heard about that. Now, I wondered, just to go back a little bit, I had wondered if or how many were actually going to strike. At my office today, there were several people who were wearing red quite intentionally, which was fine, but they showed up for work. I mean, they didn't like say, "Oh, fuck it, we're just going to ditch because vagina," you know.
Do you
No,
think?
destabilizer.
Thank you, destabilizer. Wait, I'm actually on the hook for this. I've just been clicking buttons.
Whoops.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Hey, destabilizer, you want to go to Vegas with me? I got some buttons you can click on my behalf.
Do you think what happened with the immigration strike, if that's what you want? What was it? Was that what it's called? An immigration strike?
It was the day without immigrants or something.
Day without immigrants. Do you
Yeah.
think that how many people got fired there might have kept some women from taking the day off?
I don't know, but I'm curious. And Mr. Gillystar has given you
Thank you.
You've been pounded by Mr. Gillystar.
And I love him for it.
Mm-hmm. I was curious. I don't know if somebody actually did any kind of study or how you would do that, if there was any statistics or any numbers on if there were any firings after a day without immigrants, or if anyone will be tracking if there's any layoffs or firings as a result of a day without women. Those that
The
at
day
least
without
ditched.
immigrants, the day without immigrants, it was reported that there were a lot of people fired for it.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
not sure how they tracked it, but
yeah, I don't. It's like, okay, I don't understand what point is being made here. The population of the planet is more or less about 50% women. Okay.
yeah, they're actually just above us.
Yeah, and I think the American population is slightly reflective of that. I think they're 54% of the population of America is women.
Mhm.
And I just did a video yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I guess it was yesterday. Where a millionaire musician was like, "Oh, I'm going to re-record this song of empowerment for International Women's Day because I've seen all the oppression across the world." And I'm like, "You're British. You don't know what oppression looks like. I'm sorry to say, you have no idea. I just did a little thing today on Bloodwing, and he was relaying a story about how he saw like Jim Crow laws and he saw racism and everything when he was growing up because he's a million years old now. And no one alive today, save for guys like Bloodwing, and slightly in his contemporaries,
Mhm.
have seen real oppression around them. And I was thinking, if you're a millionaire musician, you want to do something to help girls who are being oppressed. Why aren't you in Kandahar? Why aren't you in Riyadh? Why aren't you like speaking out against something other than just writing a song? It just seems so. It's like, look how we always talk about it, virtue signaling. Look how good I am. Look how saintly I am in saying that I want things to change for people who are worse off than me. Well, good for you. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do
No.
anything.
Well, what they call oppression these days is so stupid. I went to my doctor today, got really bad news that I'll talk about it another time. And as I was driving home with my wife, I was thinking about this fucking women's strike and the women's march and what
Evelina has
as
just to give you $5.
oh, thank you so very much.
Can I pay you to teach me how to make YouTube videos? Who, me? Oh, sure.
Absolutely. I won't promise results, but yeah, you can pay me for that. But I'm thinking about, I mean, I'm going to have real problems, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody, they have the air conditioner on because men wear jackets and it's
Right.
sexy. Go fuck yourself so hard with whatever sharp, jagged object you can find.
Yeah.
I
You are digging at the bottom of the absolute barrel if you think that air conditioning, the wage gap, tampon tax. I mean, I've heard these things, just the ones I just said. I've heard those listed alongside getting the vote as the kind of struggles women have to go through.
yeah,
And
it's
I'm not
it's
even
exactly
kidding.
the same.
I'm not even kidding. It's like, we're still fighting today for women's equality. We got the vote, but it still wasn't enough. Now we have to deal with the wage gap and tampon tax. Like, okay, first off, I mean, I have to pay for razors. You have to pay for razors. There's a tax for these things. That's the way it works. I mean, go open up a tampon factory that does nothing but charity work. Go ahead and do that. See how long that lasts for you.
Well,
But yeah, I don't. It's like sort of academically, I can understand. Everybody needs a cause. Everybody needs a sense of purpose, and that goes beyond the politics of things and everything else. It's just that that need is being harnessed and focused on such trivial nonsense these days because we have it so good. I mean, honestly, in
yes.
in, in the West and otherwise, we have it so good right now. I mean, I try to think back to like when my family was actually on the brink of homelessness. Okay, this is many, many years ago, but we were like 3 steps away from it. And the fear of actually having to go through something awful for the first time in my life, because at that point it was like I was still a kid, but I had no idea what I had never known want. I had
Hmm.
never, I mean, my parents did a great job, but circumstances befell them that were outside of their control, and we were just about out on the street. Thankfully, by hook and by crook and by the clawing of their efforts, did they keep us in our home, fed, clothed, and the whole 9 yards, and we were fine, thankfully. There was no privilege there. No one handed them anything. But the fact that we were able to get out of it so relatively easily as compared to 90% of the rest of the planet, it just, when people talk about being oppressed or being suppressed or being, victimized and all other stuff, like it makes my head explode, especially when it's coming from people carrying around smartphones or millionaire celebrities and shit. It's just, ugh.
Well, the if you look at most of the people who are bitching about this shit, it's spoiled little white kids. Except in the whole University of Missouri thing, where it was a lot of spoiled little black kids too. I mean, the catalyst for that whole University of Missouri thing was a black student whose dad was had what $20 million net worth.
Yeah, he was a railroad millionaire or something.
Yeah, and he wasn't oppressed at all.
No,
Wouldn't
no.
know oppression if it bit him in his ass.
I mean, is that like rich person's guilt or something, or just
No,
so much? Yeah,
it's bullshit, is what it
yeah, I
is.
know. But I mean, but like I said, this is why religion was and is still is in many places so popular. And we are born, we're trying to find a purpose in life. We're trying to find some sort of direction for ourselves, some meaning, some value to what we do and who we are beyond just the mundane. And if someone can hand us the answer of purpose rather than us having to work for it, people will submit to that, especially if it seems like it's something that is virtuous and good and righteous. I mean, religions, that's their bread and butter. And now it's social activism has become the religion. We've talked about this before, but it never stops being relevant in my mind when I look at this kind of stuff. I just think about, like, if they were Catholics and they were being oppressed, would we see anything different, like, a day without Catholics or something? I mean,
That would be an interesting thing to see. I hope
yeah.
we get a day without Muslims.
Oh
See what
God.
happens there. Real quick, you mentioned the tampon tax. Did you
Mhm.
see my video on free bleeding? The whole BuzzFeed video?
I may have. I've seen. I watch a lot of videos.
I made the comment in there because
Yeah.
what they're talking about is that it's the tampon tax, of course, and
Hmm.
how tampons are a necessity. I'm like, no, they're really
Yeah.
not, because if they were, the human race would have died out because we didn't have mass produced tampons until relatively, you know, it was in the 20th century.
So Mr. Gilly Star has now pounded you
Mr. Gilly Star,
twice.
thank you again.
Yeah.
Have I ever thrown poop at a monkey? No. They don't let you do that in a zoo. You get thrown
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Monkey tried. They wouldn't let him do it.
We're not talking about free bleeding. We're actually talking about some of the comments that came back.
Mm.
There were many people who commented back that no, tampons and pads are absolutely a necessity. Like, no, you're misunderstanding the word necessity.
Hmm.
You need food to live. You need water to live.
Yeah.
Depending on your environment, you need shelter to live. You do not need anything else. That's all it takes to, well, air, but that's all it takes to live.
Hmm.
Everything else, everything is literally a luxury,
Yeah.
with the exception of medicine if you have some disease.
Sure.
And so trying to get that through to people who just are so spoiled that they think that you cannot live without this product because it makes my life easier. Like, you're a fucking idiot. That is the actual definition of a luxury, you fucking
Yeah.
moron.
It reminds me of a Louis C.K. joke where he talks about. I think he was on Letterman or something, and he says, and this is a couple of years ago, but he says, I got on a plane and they announced over the speaker that they had free internet on the plane while you're flying. This is like the newest thing that had ever been at that point. And so he opens up his laptop and he's like watching YouTube videos. And then about 15 minutes into the flight, it fritzes out. And they come over the intercom and says, "Sorry, folks, we're having some trouble with the Wi-Fi." And the guy sitting next to him goes, "This is bullshit."
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like, "This is the newest thing that has happened. You didn't know this was here until 20 minutes ago, and you're already feeling entitled to something. You're sitting in a chair in the sky. You're flying through the air.
Yeah.
Why aren't you
With
just
internet.
screaming in awe the whole time?" Because we're so, and it's not our fault to a certain extent. I mean, if you like I watch my old girlfriend's kids when they were like 3, running around with a smartphone, watching cartoons on Netflix. It just blew my mind to see this sort of disparity between what I generally imagine a childhood to be from my own, and then seeing this, and I think they are never going to know a world where that isn't just at their fingertips. They're
I,
never,
I
yeah.
I actually want to do a stream with you and probably SDA and Satsu too,
Mm.
with the theme of things kids today will never know.
Oh God, yeah. We go. Okay, I'll hold off on going any more on that because I could
Yeah.
go
So,
all day. Yeah.
what other stories did you have?
Okay,
You
so
said you had some stories for us.
I found a couple off the beaten path ones. I'll give you the funny one first, just because the headline alone is just hilarious, and then I'll give you the one that, as I read the headline, I thought to myself, this is one of those things that you knew was going to happen anyway, but it's hilarious to find out. Okay. So the first one, and this is out of the AP, this isn't like fake or anything as far as I know. This is not fake news. Um, Wisconsin men arrested in theft of 100,000 diapers.
What the fuck?
2 Wisconsin men are facing theft charges for allegedly stealing 100,000 diapers. Police in Fox Crossing allege the men stole nearly 1,800 cases of diapers, valued at more than $45,000, from a charitable organization that provides goods to families in need. The men, John Forbes and Jason Havel, were charged Wednesday with 1 count of theft of movable property. Yeah, so the cop says it appears that it was a theft of opportunity to make some cash.
You know,
Now,
that's
yeah, go ahead.
infant products would not be a bad thing to steal if you're going to resell them.
Right. I mean, you could
Because,
probably, yeah, you could fence those pretty quick.
yeah, baby stuff is so goddamn expensive. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually, I mean, if they hadn't got caught,
Now,
that's actually a pretty good
now you
plan.
see, you know, and you know what I thought of, and of course, half the chat's probably not going to know what I'm talking about here. But when I heard that they stole a bunch of diapers in order to get like $45,000 in cash, my first thought was somebody's been watching Supermarket Sweep.
Oh my God, yes.
Because they always went after the coffee and they
And
always
the
went after the
diapers.
meat and they always went after the diapers.
Yep, yep. We used to watch that show. That was,
Oh God, it was so cheese.
it was, but it was great. It was
It
great
was.
cheese.
So yeah, Supermarket Sweep cheese. Okay.
But
Um,
that, seriously, that is, if I ever go into a life
yeah.
of crime, I think that's what I'll do. I'll be a mobster who deals in stolen baby products.
Well, I mean, things that are easy. I mean, you don't want to buy something that's so rare that it can't be fenced and is famous. You don't want to buy something that's like, you know, like tobacco or alcohol or something that's got a whole bunch of other strings attached to trying to sell it. But you get things like, yeah, expensive stuff that everybody needs: diapers, toothpaste. I mean, whatever else you can think of, like coffee. I'm surprised I don't hear more about like a coffee hijackings or something.
Okay, what's your other story?
The other story. Um, Now, I will warn the audience, this tangentially relates to a movie because the story is about an actress who is really, as far as I know, only well known for one movie. In any case, Gabourey Sidibe, for those of you that don't recall, that is the actress in the movie Precious that I
Oh,
think she got an
okay.
Oscar for. Okay, Gabourey Sidibe. And well, before I begin, what was notable about Precious, the character and the actress?
Um, she was fat.
Yeah, very
Is
much
that
so.
the right answer?
Yes, the right answer is fat.
I never watched it. I remember
No,
seeing
I
headlines and
never saw it either, but I know about it. So Gabourey Sidibe reveals weight loss surgery in new memoir due to being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
no.
Yes, I know, surprising as it is. Gabourey Sidibe said she had weight loss surgery last year after being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. In an excerpt from her forthcoming memoir published Wednesday by People magazine, okay, I didn't know People magazine did memoirs, especially, and she's not even like, is she even like, has she even reached 30? A memoir? Okay. Memoir, I think
Well,
of like somebody like 60 or 70 or something, but whatever. The Oscar nominated actress says she underwent the bariatric procedure in May. Oh, so, okay. The 33-year-old Empire star, 33, writing a memoir. I guess if you're overweight and have type 2 diabetes, that might be the prime of your life. Says she did not have the surgery to be beautiful, but to improve her health and move with more ease. Okay. Anyway, I just found that interesting because I recall there was a lot of drummed up controversy about her weight and people making comments about it and everything else. Because I think at the time the Oscars happened, Howard Stern said something to the effect of, she's not going to get much work because she's gigantic, and there's not much call for gigantic actors or actresses. And it's probably going to affect her health or something. He got a bunch of flack for that, but it's like, well, he's not wrong.
right. And it's not even necessarily being that big because there's always roles for fat women,
Sure.
but you're going to be typecast. You're going to be, the funny, sassy one that nobody really pays much attention to. You're comic relief. You're not a serious actor
Yeah, I mean, I now
unless you're Oprah.
unless you're Oprah, unless you're I suddenly forget her name, Jenny, not Jenny McCarthy, Jenny McCarthy, Melissa McCarthy. Jenny
Oh, there
McCarthy's
you
a
go.
whole other
Yes.
bag of wax. Yeah,
For
Melissa
the record,
McCarthy.
I do not find that woman funny at all.
Everybody, it's one of those situations like Amy Schumer. I'm being told I should find these people entertaining, and every time that I watch them or hear their comedy, I'm like, I don't get why should I find this person entertaining? I just don't. Like no matter what everything I've seen Melissa McCarthy in, and that's not much because I don't watch. I haven't seen Bridesmaids. I know it's such a crime, even though I heard it's pretty good. I've seen her in like commercials. I've seen her in a couple of movies, and I just thought she's trying to be sort of like I don't know, John Candy maybe a little bit,
Yeah,
or Chris Farley, sort of the female version, kind of, because it's like fat girl falls down, but it just, I don't know, it just doesn't work. Not for me anyway.
yeah. I liked Amy Schumer until I found out most of her funny jokes were taken from other people.
Yeah, I mean, the first I'd ever really heard about Amy Schumer was after that whole thing came out. I mean, I'd known she existed. I know she had a show, but like I said, I haven't watched regular TV in years. But being told I'm supposed to find somebody talented or entertaining or something, and like all this press and everything, it just feels very. You know how the Monkees, for those of you that are old enough to remember, the Monkees were a manufactured band.
Hmm.
How they couldn't even play their own instruments for the first like few years they existed. Whenever I like see or find out about some celebrity and they're all over the place, like just out of the blue, I'm just thinking, this is manufactured. This is not someone who like rose up the ranks and like went through all the. It just feels like this is all built on sand, and most of the time it is, at least from my opinion. I mean, some people find those guys funny. Great, good for you. You can pay for the tickets. I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, I just, man, I don't find Melissa McCarthy funny, and I didn't mean to get us off on that. So back to Fat Girl ended up with diabetes. There was a
Yes.
story. I didn't check it out. I just saw the headline. Um, a large woman who ran a blog about how great it was to be fat died at 30 the other day.
Who was this? Who was this again?
I forget her name. Like I said, I just saw a headline real
Was
quick.
she one of those outspoken?
Yeah, she had a blog that was dedicated to it's okay to be fat.
Oh,
And
this wasn't. This wasn't Jess. What's her name was? I'll find it. I'm wondering if I know who it is off the top of my head.
but these things keep coming up as a surprise. And then Phil DeFranco today was talking about Nike just released their large person sizes.
Oh, geez.
They have shirts now that come in 1, 2, and 3X,
Oh,
which is
God.
great, which is fine because there are big people who need athletic stuff to, get in shape. And that was Phil's whole thing because people are freaking out saying, Nike is promoting fatness. And no, they're probably doing it for the right reason. Well, partially for the right reasons and partially for some cash. But the truth of the matter is most people who are going to buy that stuff are not going to be buying it so they can go exercise.
Yeah, I
And
found
there's
the.
nothing wrong with admitting that.
No, no, there's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, if you revel in it or something, and then get surprised that you get sick or whatever, it's just like.
Yeah,
So apparently, a token fat girl blogger dies suddenly at age 30. Does that sound
that's
familiar?
the one.
Okay, a token. I don't know that I've ever heard of this person unless I see a picture or something. Why are they not showing a picture of this person? Let me see if I can find it because I've got two stories, but they don't actually.
Wait,
Uh,
Nike released a line of hijabs for
oh
fuck's sake.
yeah,
Is that real?
no, it looks like a head down to neck sort of spandex swim cap kind of thing.
Oh, for fuck's
And
sake.
yeah, it's absolutely. I think Naked Ape. The first time I saw it, Naked Ape had tweeted it out about it, and I was like, okay, well, that's just putting a Nike symbol on a piece of scuba gear, but whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, I
This
suppose if there's a
fucking
market
day.
for it, if there's a market for it,
Oh, wow.
token
Okay.
fat girl. Okay, let me find a picture of
Is
this
that
person.
is that the end of your
Oh,
stories that you had?
yeah, I only had the two. I'm looking at a picture of I think token fat girl now, and yep, she's quite large, or was, I guess, unfortunately.
Yeah, she wasn't healthy at all. I
Holy
mean,
cats. Okay, that's a full body picture of her in like a dress. Oh yeah, okay.
hey, maybe they found a camera that can get your dick. That's
Well,
not
now,
nice.
I mean, it's
That's not
it's
nice.
it's so much it's much more the length than it is the girth. So I don't know if it
Gotcha.
was
Okay,
like
okay.
wide, but anyway. Yeah, those were the stories I had off the top of my head. I mean, we can. There's other things going on in the world besides the International Women's Day. There's Trump. There's the CIA leaks. Good
Oh
God,
yeah. I
holy
didn't get
cats.
much into that. I saw something about Apple and
So I'm sure somebody in the chat knows more about this than I do, but so the bits and
Here's
pieces that
where
I've
we're going to talk
oh
about shit we have no idea about. So
yeah,
don't
well
quote us on any of this.
right. I will throw out what little bits and pieces I've picked up from the WikiLeaks tweeting and the other stories. So yesterday or the day before or whatever, WikiLeaks dropped 8,000 either documents or pages. I don't know if it's 8,000 pages or documents, but supposedly that is 1% of what they have to drop in
Hmm.
regards to CIA documents. So purportedly 800,000 some odd documents and or pages to reveal yet.
And
Yeah.
that's the part I caught. I just haven't caught what all's in it other than the CIA spying, which
So
is kind
there,
of.
yeah. So there was supposedly revealed in the documentation that's been released so far that the CIA developed hacking tools that allowed them to, among other things, um, hijack certain models of Sony televisions that had built-in motion sensor cameras to
Oh,
watch you in your living room conceivably through that camera without you knowing. Same thing for some cell phones and laptops and other things. Um, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I do not know off the top of my head, but it basically showed their not only their intentions but the methods by which they use to spy on people through like household appliances and other computer things, also through malware. There was even something, and I'm still a little sketchy on whether this was true or not. There was even some document that showed that they were using sort of like social engineering um, tactics through the internet and through social media. And one of the roles that was given to people in this group were meme engineers.
do what now?
Meme engineers. Let's think about that for a second. Someone who is paid to engineer memes as a form of social control or social espionage or something.
So the CIA's working for Donald Trump too.
I guess Pepe is actually an undercover agent for the CIA. You see,
Oh,
all
for
you
fuck's sake!
all you people that call yourself Kekistani, yes, what you don't know is that your country's backed by the CIA.
Way to go, guys!
Yeah, it's
You
like the Shah.
puppets.
It's like the Shah of Iran. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You guys are
And look
just
how that worked out.
you were just puppets. Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
Now we have to have like Khomeini come in and take over Kekistan.
Yeah, we really need to rein in our spy agencies. The CIA is not supposed to be looking at inside the country at all.
You would think.
That's illegal. That's
Well,
what
but
the FBI is for.
here's the problem. Where does the terrorism come from? The last few times it's happened. Department of
Muslims.
Homeland Security. No, I'm talking about like within the country. You see, like when San Diego
But
happened. Sorry, San Bernardino. They were residents. They were
yeah,
citizens, and their neighbors knew something was up, but didn't think to say anything because they thought they'd be called racist. Is a sort of thing we've heard from like Rotherham with the
well,
grooming
yeah,
gangs and such. Because I mean, if you're wrong about that kind of thing, this is the thing that they've engendered so much fear in people about making an accusation or saying something untoward that if taken wrongly or if turns out to be false, you get labeled a racist or some kind of bigot or something. And so the whole idea after 9/11 was, if you see something, say something. Well, now they've turned it around to where if you say something, you're a racist. And
right.
that's
Well,
and that,
and
and that was used as cover. So I'm not trying to justify the CIA's looking in, but I can understand why they would. So
but see, that's not what there's. That's what the FBI is for.
sure. Is there a
And
difference
literally, that's
anymore?
what the difference is. And actually, the FBI really shouldn't be spying on us anyway.
Eric
Thank
Hammer
you,
has
Eric.
been, yeah.
The CIA has been doing this for years. Happened to Samsung TV years ago. Former military here will explain some of this.
Oh, the
Cool.
other thing that I heard, and again, this is secondhand, so this may or may not be something that's true, but one of the documents supposedly revealed that one of their strategies or one of their processes was that every Skype voice call made, every, is translated into text and stored in a cloud somewhere.
Why?
Because it is a communication tool that is conceivably untraceable from people that could be bad. Now, of course, if this is true, if they were doing that, or if they had facilities to do that, I the two things are true are possible. Either Microsoft knew and were assisting, or didn't know and now they are mad.
Right. Yeah.
But
See, this is one of those stories that I just have trouble caring about. I know I should care more.
well, it's a sense of, to me it's a sense of fatalism. It's sort of like, well, there's
Yeah.
I didn't know it was happening before, or I could have suspected on some Art Bell slash Alex Jones level of things, and the fact that it has been going on or is been going on, it what can I do? I literally can do nothing, because not even the laws of our land, not even the Fourth Amendment, apparently, will stop these guys from doing whatever they're going to do anyway. So I just have to live with it. Now, I get depressed when I think about that, because if I'm thinking that way, I'm sure a lot of people like yourself are as well. It's like, we don't have any power to stop them from doing it. So ho hum, it's just life now. Isn't that the opposite of how we should be reacting to something like this?
It is. This is what people should be fucking protesting instead of,
Yes.
we have rights and we want to act like we don't. This is the kind of thing. I am a pseudo libertarian.
Oh
Thank you,
no.
Batman.
Oh no.
Scribe do Kermit. I can't do Fozzie the Bear.
Well, you did a Punjabi Scotsman earlier.
It was. I'm sorry. That's Irish, not Scotchman. And you know what? That was so fucked up because I started doing it and it was going well, and then it just slipped into the Irish, and I'm like, fuck it. I'll
I
just.
know. As I was listening to it, I thought, okay, he's trying to do an accent, and he can't maintain it. But I thought it was hilarious too. It sounded like Little Orphan Annie's assistant trying to do a Scotsman accent or something. It was
Well,
funny.
the best thing is when I do those, it's for somebody that's a dumbass anyway, so that works.
Yes, that's true.
Uh,
Apparently, I've been paid to do Kermit the Frog, so
yes, you can do Kermit.
I can try to do Fozzie Bear. I haven't tried to do Fozzie Bear in a long
I
time.
haven't heard Fozzie in forever. It's one of the reasons I
Hey,
can't even try
Kermit! Waka waka waka!
that. Oh, okay, yeah, that's
That's
actually
about
not
as
bad.
close as I can get. And as far as Kermit goes, like, hi ho, Kermit the Frog here.
You should do a whole video that way. Don't say you're
It's not
Kermit.
easy being green. Yeah, a whole video like that. Yeah, that'll be my third channel aside from the BDSM channel I haven't done yet. I'll just
You're
do a
gonna be a
Kermit.
busy motherfucker.
Jeez, I'm making myself a busy motherfucker. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, being spied on and the lack of
Oh,
protesting.
he really does a great Kermit. Um, yeah, but yeah, I'm sort of libertarian. I don't take it to the extremes where uh, where people, they don't want any government at all. I know we need some, but we have a real problem of being overreactionary. That's why the system was set up the way it is. That's why Congress is not supposed to just pass bills all the time. It is so we don't overreact because,
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not, the founders were really smart guys.
Yes.
Um, but we've gotten to this point, especially after 9/11, when, as bad as 9/11 was, and it hit me really hard. It really did. It is the first time I've ever cried over an event. The only time I've ever cried over an event I wasn't a part of.
Mm-hmm.
But after it happened, the only thing I could think was, this is what the Israelis live with every day.
Yeah.
Because
I,
back then, I mean, buses were blowing up every other day over there.
Yeah, I think I told my story. Like the first thing I said when my mom told me what was going on that morning was the first words out of my mouth were, "Well, it took them long enough."
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I mean, in that obviously the events of the day overshadowed everything else after that. But my first reaction was, this is long overdue. I mean, we have been so ridiculously untouched by the horrible things that, like you said, you see in the Middle East all the time and elsewhere. It also almost, and afterwards, and looking back on it, I thought, if between 1993 with the first World Trade bombing
Hmm.
and 2001 with the second and obviously worst, can I tried really hard without having to look it up, what foreign terrorist attack occurred prior to 1993? I mean, how often did it happen prior to 1993? And I
You
I
mean
couldn't
here on
fit.
American
Yeah,
soil?
here on American soil. Yeah. I couldn't
I
think of anything except for maybe the occasional crazy nut job that might have like stabbed a rabbi or something. And so I thought, well, and then when they started the Homeland Security stuff and all the TSA stuff and everything else, I thought, well, wait, we didn't need this stuff at all before. I mean, it's not like we had I mean, 9/11 was horrific, but it was one event.
hmm
It just happened to be a very well coordinated, very super destructive one. I don't imagine that when they were putting it together, they thought they would actually knock the buildings down. But
right, yeah.
but as far as our track record for foreign terrorism on domestic soil went, I think we had a pretty good track record with the situation we had going prior. So why do we need all this ridiculous stuff now? It just seemed like
Yeah,
such a waste.
the closest we had would be planes that were on their way here that got hijacked, none that were going
Yeah,
outbound.
sure. And even like before that, I think let's see, 93. Oklahoma City was 96, but that, I mean, that was domestic, obviously. But I'm trying to think of
hmm
like actual like terrorist actions of any significance. There was
He's
the old,
talking outside terrorism, or well, let's be honest, we're talking Muslim terrorism here.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, it's rare you're going to have a Japanese terrorist short of Pearl Harbor, and it's
yes,
rare you're going to
the
have like a Canadian terrorist or something.
Thoggy said the Iranian hostage crisis was technically U.S. soil. Yes, it was because it was at our embassy.
Yes, this is true.
Um,
That is, of course, euphemistically our territory.
yeah,
But
but here on the homeland,
the homeland, and and when they started saying that, I thought, are we in like Germany in the 40s? This just sounds so. I mean, I'm not, I understand a certain amount of like sort of nationalist
are you going to
pride.
make me say continental U.S.? You
Sorry,
motherfucker,
is that too
don't
many
get
syllables
wordy
for
on
you?
me.
Oh, no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're telling me not to get wordy on you. You got the wrong guy on your stream, dude.
The guy named Scribe. Yeah. One of the we are very lucky in the fact that we do have two oceans on two border or an ocean on two borders,
Mm-hmm.
and then just one country on the other two. So we are really insulated from these kind of
We
things.
are. We are. We have a lot of natural advantages of defense against incoming, problems. This is why it comes down to individuals getting through our borders rather than like some kind of giant sneak attack, which can happen, but not as easily today. And we are lucky that the countries that do border us are peaceful. I mean, you want to talk about the most peaceful, longest contiguous border ever? It's between us and Canada. I mean,
Well, that's because Canadians are just Americans who didn't want to fight in the revolution.
yeah, it's true.
It's true.
Don't
Let's
don't
be
don't
honest.
don't tell them that.
It's why they still have the Queen on their money.
Especially the guys in
They,
Quebec that want to like secede from Canada.
they still technically belong to them.
Yeah, I guess it's the
Yeah,
last great
they
bastion of the British Empire. I guess maybe the sun doesn't set as easily, and thanks to the Canadian tundra.
yeah. Now I'm gonna piss off all my Canadian fans,
Uh oh.
both of them.
Uh oh.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
No, I love
Terrence and
Canada. I
Phillip.
do, but Canadians, we are really lucky that they are who they are up there, and
Yes.
that's because only crazy white people would live in that cold purposefully.
Yeah.
Smart people move south.
Yeah.
Um, the Mexican border is a little bit trickier, and I'm not talking about immigration here. With the drug gangs are getting bad down there.
Yeah. I
Well,
just
they
I just
have been bad for a while.
yeah I just read a story the other day. I forget. I don't remember the details. It had to do with MS-13 and some guys getting prosecuted for being caught as and MS MS-13 the gang, the sort of like
Yeah,
super duper cartel gang. Yeah.
yeah. Mexico should be a major economic powerhouse
Yeah.
just from their beaches. Man, they could have the most awesome tourism ever, and they're just turning it into a giant shithole down there.
I am no historian on Mexico. If you know or someone in the chat, if I happen to catch it, knows, is there like so Mexico, like you say, it has resources, it has
hmm
beaches, it has an amazing culture. Everything you would think would lead to a successful and productive country. What is it? What is it that is fundamentally different between them and the Canadians or us that has has this rot at the center of it.
Well, haven't you seen The Princess Bride? Will
The
you take
six
my
fi-
word as a Spaniard? I've met
the,
too many Spaniards.
well, I thought you were about to say the six-fingered man is to blame or something. Like, okay,
No, it's the Spanish influence. I'm
how
kidding.
so?
Because you can't trust the Spaniards.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Government corruption
No,
is their
I'm
biggest
I'm
problem.
honestly curious, and I'm not trying to be like antagonistic or something. I don't understand what it is that has taken such root that you have this problem, that you have this stigma,
Well,
both deserved and undeserved, depending on the situation, of Mexico as just sort of this barely second world country, essentially.
it's the corruption in the government, and once you have a government that corrupt, it's almost impossible to change things, because if everybody's on the take and you're the only clean one, you're going to disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to end up with, they're going to find your head and nothing else.
So how, and again,
I don't know
I'm
how they got that way, but
right.
that's
Yeah, I'm curious, but I guess so. Okay, well, assuming that is all true, and me not being a historian because I'm an English major, not a history major, is there any example of that same sort of thing having been cured by something? I mean, do we know?
revolution.
Well, yeah, that was my next question, is like, is the only cure for that some kind of crazy revolution, which in this day and
Yes.
age would be just absolutely catastrophic. But
It not necessarily. I mean, if the right people got in, the problem is most of your revolutions are not like, the American Revolution. They're the Bolshevik Revolution, and even worse people come into power.
yeah,
Somebody said Uruguay had the same issues as Mexico. They legalized pot. Yeah, they could legalize some of the drugs down there, but pot is not their only issue.
oh, any politician that tried to legalize anything down there would disappear.
Yep.
The organizations involved in making a profit off of that stuff would not allow it to happen. I mean, it's as far as my brain sort of puts it, it's like, well, let's say Mexico was Chicago during Prohibition.
Hmm.
I mean, the gangs run the place basically, and if you try to change that, and they had the power to do so, um, I was going to say something and now I've forgotten. I'll think about it. It'll come back to me.
Okay. We need another topic. Okay, let's take
Yeah,
questions. We haven't taken questions
sure.
yet tonight.
ANA, not necessarily will answer everything, but you can ask whatever you like. I always like that one. It's like, ask me anything. Not that I'll answer everything.
I will answer everything that I read that's not doxing me.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, you did that already
Yeah.
without even being prompted.
Force of habit. I talk to myself all the time.
Oh,
I
yeah,
used
I do
to,
too.
at work, I'd be walking around, somebody go, "Are you talking to yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I've done it for so long, I'm not even embarrassed by it anymore.
I'll make a small concession here. I will hold my phone up to my ear as I'm walking to and from work and just be talking to myself to disguise the fact that I'm talking to myself.
You pussy.
And you know what? Well, yeah, but you know what's really weird though, and I gotta say, it's really odd when you have a phone up to your ear, and you're sort of pretending to talk to someone else. This might be me sort of developing a psychological break or something, but it's sort of weird when you're thinking out loud, but you're actually talking into a device. You're almost like talking to your shadow, the psychological idea of the shadow, the sort of
Hmm.
the you that is you and the ego. It's kind of weird because I'll be like saying something out loud and I'll sort of answer my own question or something, or respond as though I were listening to somebody on the phone, because I'm so used to like hearing another voice on the phone.
Mm.
It's weird. But anyway, I'm sure people have asked questions that I've missed now.
The first question that I saw was, "What is my opinion on opinions?" I love opinions, actually. The more the merrier. I like to see how people get to them, though. I don't want to just hear your opinion. I want to hear what made you think that. Because even if I disagree with you, if I can follow your logic, my mind really loves that stuff. It just eats it up. The best example I have of that is the Green brothers. I think you and I have talked about this before.
Maybe.
But John and Hank Green,
Oh, yes,
the
yes, yes.
Vlog brothers, I disagree with a lot of what they say, but you get to see how they get there,
Right.
and I love that.
That's why I love Hitchens so much. He always went very methodically through things, and his book God It's Not Great is basically just a long soliloquy of that process, which I love.
Okay.
Excuse me. What's the worst story? Talk about your worst story of saying I'll hold this whilst you hit it with a hammer.
That's
Smashed thumb. I don't know. I don't do that. I'm not a carpenter.
me neither.
What's your
Somebody
what?
asked my name, not telling. I did that right before
What's
the
your most
stream started.
embarrassing sex story?
We'll get back to that in a second. How tall am I? Before my neck exploded, I was 6 foot tall. Still am. The magic of titanium. Thank you very much. We did talk about the Vault 7 thing really briefly, but neither of us are that up on it.
Yeah.
Can I come on the stream? No, not now. Not being mean, but not
was
right
that
now.
N? Was that N saying that?
That was N.
Did you spell come correctly, N? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Given your content, I have to question it.
Yes. Good point.
What's your social security number? What are we taking bets? I don't know. Bets on what?
Now, to tell that story, I actually have to ask my wife. Am I allowed to tell the story about when you yelled at me the one day?
Okay.
She said, okay. All right.
I heard the monkey wife voice. I've never heard the monkey wife voice before.
Oh, say hi, babe.
Hi, babe.
Wow, she does exist. I thought maybe she was just a figment of your imagination or something.
No. She's sitting right over there looking beautiful.
Oh, my teeth are rotting. That's so sweet.
My ethnicity is white as fuck. Okay, most embarrassing sex story. My wife and I are in bed and I'm going down on her, and I am throwing my best work. I am going at it, and she is just not getting there.
I thought you were about to say you were throwing up.
No. I'm just doing everything I can, trying my best to get her there. And she grabs me by the hair, pulls my head up, and goes, "Have you forgotten how to eat pussy?" And that is the most soul-crushing thing you can ever hear.
How long had you been together at that point?
Oh God, what was this? Maybe 10 years ago?
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Was it longer than that? Okay, we'd been, I mean,
14.
so yeah, we'd been together maybe 10 years or so at the time.
Maybe you were on Vicodin at the time?
No. But I did double down my efforts and I got the job done because you have to at that point.
Now
you have two choices.
Yeah.
You can kill yourself or do the job.
All right. I declare today, forget International Women's Day. Today is Monkey's Day. He went to the effort.
Do you have a story you wanted to share on that topic?
What was it? My worst sex story?
Most embarrassing.
Most embarrassing.
Jesus Christ, that was a hell of a time to come in.
Oh, how you doing, Bearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, good man. There we go.
Does Bearings involve a spider? Most embarrassing sex story. Actually, you know what? This is going to sound egotistical. I don't have any. They were all good.
Oh yeah.
I'm a master. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm sort of like the non-rapey Revenge of the Nerds guy. I like think about sex all my life, and then when I finally got to have it, I had enough practice in my head. I did fine. Well,
to catch you up,
I have my weirdest sex story, I guess.
Well, 1 second, hold that thought.
Sorry.
Just to catch up, Bearing, I'm not sure if you had been listening. We're taking questions now, but if you have any topics you want to bring up, feel free.
Oh yeah.
To go along, man. I was just listening to how your wife said, "Have you forgotten how to eat pussy?" As I came in, so
I will not lie. That still hurts me to think about. That was so fucking soul crushing.
I can't even imagine.
It gives me a great story to tell, though.
What's your weirdest sex story, dude? I was intrigued by it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so and just in case anybody, because some of the regular viewers will already know this. Yes, I was the president of the bondage club at the time this occurred. So I was briefly involved with a girl. I won't get. I'm trying to filter out details because I don't want to like dox anything or otherwise. Anyway, there was she was one of those sort of gothy punk girls, and there was this vibe between us where she was being all sort of like bitchy in the sense of trying to test me, kind of deal. I think Monkey might have an idea what that's like. And well, given the stories you've said about your wife, anyway. And so there was this sort of like tension between us. And one time she's over at the house I was living in at the time in college, and we're just kind of sitting there chit-chatting or something, and you sort of feel that invisible sort of connection between you and the other person. That's sort of like unspoken chemistry, to sort of the heat rising up. And
so you had a hard on?
No, actually, honestly, so as to divert slightly, at least for me, sorry, what?
So you don't divert slightly.
I know. Well, anyway, so it's related, but it's not slightly. The experience of domination and control that I go through is not. It's hard to explain. It's not sexual based. It's not like it needs sex to operate. It's a far more mental, emotional thing. So when I speak about this, it wasn't like I was just horny. It was just like there was this sensation. It was sort of like the predator sensation. You see the prey, and you sort of like know you're in control of the situation.
You weren't joking about that bondage club thing, weren't you?
No, in all honesty, I was. It is a long, convoluted story, but I ended up becoming the president of the bondage club, or the BDSM club, in my college. So anyway, so I'm sitting there with her, and I forget exactly what she says, but she says something, and there's this moment of silence between us, and I just lunge forward, wrap my hand around her neck, and push her up against the wall, and she just goes completely putty. I mean, just completely putty. Yeah.
You are not making us accessories after the fact.
No. This was all consensual. This is all consensual.
All right.
Now the weird part.
Because I didn't hear you ask for permission.
No. There was a lot of conversation prior to this event occurring that backs it up. And anyway, and the aftermath is consolation enough. But anyway,
what we're worried about is if there was any conversation after this happened. There was
plenty. There was plenty. Yeah, no, she was very much alive. But the thing was knowing that she was kind of alive. Anyway, but see, knowing that she was coming over, and me being the sort of contingency-based individual that I am, I had prepared for the possibility that something might happen. And given the conversation she and I had
like a lime, hole in the ground, etc.
The what now?
Like bag of lime.
Yeah. Garbage bags and surgical gloves. No, what I had in the house, or what my roommate had, was one of those lucite sort of like plastic toilet plungers. And so I had washed off and sanitized this thing.
Where are we going with this story?
So the now Reader's Digest version is that there was some tackling to the ground, and then I fucked her with a toilet plunger.
That's horrible.
Hang on, which end of like the skinny end?
The bristle end?
I was totally trying to unclog her pipe sparing. Totally. I put that rubber cup around her and just cleaned out her pipes. No, it was the short end. I used it as a dildo. It was shaped like one, and it was fine. But anyway, but she didn't know I was doing that to her till afterwards, because I had a blindfold on her, and so that was the weirdest, kinkiest thing I probably ever did. And also, and honestly, and this is to everybody else, I was an idiot. Okay, I was young and I was stupid. It was a very dumb, dangerous, and reckless thing for me to have done the way I did it. I lucked out because she was cool with it, and there was that understanding between us and everything.
No, okay. Yeah. I just want to point this out. On International Women's Day, you just told us a story.
Yes, it's true.
About.
Well, you know what? She was empowered.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
You know what? I've got this burning question now, and it's not from your story, but it's related.
Sure.
If you turned it around and if you plunged someone's asshole or someone's vagina, could you make them piss or shit? And is that
no? You can actually hurt them really bad.
Yes, you can. You can.
It'll pull their junk out.
Yeah. So this is a true story. It is the weirdest sex story I have. It again.
I'm glad that's your weirdest, because if this
Yeah.
was like only halfway,
No, that was and again, this
Who
was
tells their weirdest fucking story though? Come on,
Yeah.
who goes?
true,
for
true.
weirdest?
yeah, but this was completely consensual. She was perfectly fine. Everything was cool afterwards, and I'm not making this up. Any part of it. I mean, it's all.
And
it's all
nobody can find her to claim otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I dug that hole deep. I don't know what to tell you, but anyway, that's my weirdest sex story. So, I mean, ultimately, all it was is that I used a dildo on a girl. I mean,
That's not a dildo. That's a toilet
not
brush.
what happened.
yeah, it was. It kind of was. But anyway.
Hi,
Yeah.
by the way.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
You want some dark chocolate now?
Sure.
And I got consent after it. It was all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. These days, there would be no way that I would go even. Well, first off, not that I wouldn't even go near that
She would be-
particular action, but that would never have even occurred to me to even think about with her at that point in this climate today.
If that was today, she'd be running around campus carrying a plunger with her.
Thoughts that?
She'd
Thoughts
be
that
plunger girl.
Plunger girl.
SDA,
Yeah.
SDA, what are your thoughts on this? What are the female?
Yeah, give me the female perspective, because I like I say, it was a dumb thing. It was a reckless thing to do.
I mean, if it hadn't been a toilet plunger, then yeah, sure.
But that,
What
that
did you do? Wait.
What is acceptable? Would it have been acceptable if it was like a little dustpan, like broom thing? Or
Yeah,
brush
that would have been a lot better. Like, just not the toilet.
Well, see, okay. First and foremost, the thing had been not that it makes it better necessarily, and sort
It's
of
still a plunger. You can't make
it
that
is,
better.
it's true, but here's
Yeah,
the
you
thing.
can.
Here's the thing. I'm not taking it back. Here's the thing. When she liked humiliation. She liked sort of being what turned her on was being used. And so when it was a toilet plunger, just the symbolism of that, like SDA is saying, that alone sort of made it even dirtier. Not that anything that would happen was anything different mechanically from anything she'd done before, but just the fact that the object is associated with something dirty, that made it hotter for her. And I hate to say this to people, but some people have some really weird kinks that are completely safe.
You're not
even if they're
talking your
weird.
way out of this one.
No, I'm not talking out of it. I'm just saying that this is how it operates. I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, I'm not saying that
You sound a little ashamed.
and
you should be. You
I have-
fucked the girl with a plunger.
I have some retrospective. It's not
Hindsight.
shame. Hindsight, as I was young and dumb, and it was it could have gone very, very badly. But I lucked out in that it was the girl that I was with, and we'd had conversations prior, etc. So anyway.
Is there a utensil that's dirtier than that? Like, is there something that's dirtier than that?
I mean,
A toilet brush, maybe.
They
Symbolic.
Like,
want
I mean,
to know
dirty as in
if it was new. Was it a new one or?
Yeah, it was brand new. Yeah,
so you'd never plunge.
No. And again, I cleaned, soaped, and sterilized the whole thing ahead of time. This was slightly.
Why
it didn't take that long.
would you do that if it was brand new? This is a bit sus.
Well, because
Just to be safe.
because it came from a hardware store, and I don't know if it had dust on it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I mean,
That is the best story you've ever told on here.
well, you see, one of the things we did at our club was, or at the discussion group, or whatever you call it, we went on and off week to week as we have a discussion night, and then we have a show and tell night. And the show and tell night was, here's how you make safe toys using household items. So you can make, using clothespins, or here's how you take a lawn reflector, take off the reflector, sand off the tip, and you get like a cane to use at home, kind of thing.
Witch's hat.
This is what college campuses need instead of SJW bullshit.
This was before all this happened. There is no way that the club that I put together and the people that were helped by it, and I know that sounds cheesy, but I've talked about this before. People that came to us thinking that they were sick, there was something wrong with them because they like to be spanked, and there was,
Thank you, Bearded.
Yeah. Anyway, that would never happen today, I'm pretty sure. I seriously doubt that any club like the one I was involved with would be allowed to exist.
But I'm just saying, most of the campus feminists that I've seen could
Mhm.
really use a plunger.
Oh boy. Well, that's how do you mean? But no, I know what you mean.
I mean it exactly how you described it.
Oh God. Well. Anyway, and
you
again,
guys wanna share their
just-
fucked up stories.
yeah. Hey, Bloodwing's here. Bloodwing. Haven't
Oh,
seen
hey,
you
Blood.
forever. I did a video about you today. I don't know if you saw it. I hope you did. Anyway.
So, Bearing, you got an embarrassing story you can share?
Oh, not after that. No, fucking. No, I don't.
I've ruined you forever.
I once shit into a condom and froze it and fucked my missus with that.
I have a story that's not embarrassing for me, but
Oh.
it's embarrassing for the other person.
Uh-oh.
Here you go.
And I think, Bearing, you've heard this because I told this story in the hangout I did with 8-Bit a while ago.
I feel like I would have remembered this.
So it was me and my ex-boyfriend, and we were doing the sex, and
That's my catchphrase, doing the sex.
and and at that point, he wasn't very good at it, and so I was just bored, and so I was just kind of laying there.
Flaccid, not good at it? Is that what you meant?
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Jonathan.
He's just not
Keep
good
going,
at
sorry.
it.
It's pretty
And-
fucking easy. It's yeah, go on.
Yeah, I don't know. He just was terrible at it. So, and we're like, I'm just laying there. And so, like, I was thinking about something else. And so I just looked at him while he's still, like, in me. And I just go, hey, have you played the new Assassin's Creed game? And he, like, he just
that's-
stopped.
That's humiliating.
And he was like, what? And I was like, have you played the new Assassin's Creed game? He was like, are you kidding me? I was
How
like,
do you?
"No."
Was he like trying to make love instead of just a proper fucking?
I don't know,
What
but
was he
I
doing wrong? You were there.
Yeah.
Mara
Mara
Jane asks a useful question. She says, "Was it like he was just doing push-ups on top of you?"
yeah,
I've had
kind of like that, because he didn't last very long either. So there's no point getting into it.
Hmm.
that. Yeah.
Have you played the new Assassin's Creed game? Okay. Yeah, that would be kind of soul crushing too. It's not quite the
How do
same
you-
as have you forgotten how to eat pussy, but yeah.
I don't
Why
think
you gotta
he-
bring up my
Had he
point?
played it? Had he played it? Or did-
Yeah, actually he had. And so I was like, what'd you think? And he was like, can we do this later? And I was like, I want to know. We broke up pretty soon after that.
Really?
I would have dumped you then.
Yeah.
He
And
didn't
I'm
dump
the guy
me,
with
I
the
dumped
did you?
him, but
Oh my god.
I know.
Where do we go from there?
I've
And
done a couple of things like that's not the only time that's happened either.
Maybe
you have,
it's
like,
you.
with that guy. Or?
I was about to say, do you have just bad taste in men?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
actually.
Well, that makes sense. Want
I
some dark
do.
chocolate?
Oh. Okay, more questions, guys.
Yeah, or I can start delving into news stories again.
I think we just screwed the pooch on the news stories. I need to rename this.
Screw the
Don't
pooch. Is that one of your stories?
Never.
Oh, okay.
But I have
Yeah,
seen videos online.
The name of this stream has to have plunger in it for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any more
Uh,
plunger leg stories? I mean, that was
No, that was the only one. Like I said, that was the weirdest. And of course, once
How about
you said
second weirdest?
yeah.
Like, I'm
Weirdest?
assuming we're all still gonna be like, whoa.
second, I'm honest and completely honestly, there's nothing. I mean, there's BDSM stuff like straps and tying down and spanking, that kind of stuff.
Have you ever
but-
done
Wait,
anything with
I
like a
do have a
system of ropes
question.
and pulleys and shit?
I have a question about
I've
your
been-
story.
I've been to places that had ropes and pulleys and rope bondage, yes, but I haven't done it myself now.
Okay, in your story, you said she
Yes.
was blindfolded,
Yes,
but you also said she likes the dirty.
yes.
So wouldn't it have made more sense to let her see what you were using?
So in the heat of the moment and everything else, it felt more. How do you really want me to keep going into this? This is, I mean,
You-
I
you
don't
were-
want to get. I want your channel
We're
shut
all
down or
morbidly
something.
curious.
So it was she. How can I put this without getting too? I mean, I've already gotten to without using certain language. She liked the idea of being helpless. She liked the idea of being violated. She liked the idea of being used. And
Hang on. This guy in
Yeah.
the chat says, Scribe, I swear your plunger story is out of a porno I read. You
no,
can read pornos?
what?
Well, you can read like the
You can read
Penthouse Forum
erotica.
stuff.
Yeah, there's erotica and stuff, but no, this I to the
You
best.
know you can read porn. You're a dude.
Yeah. To the best of my knowledge, I didn't get this
I've never
idea.
read porn, man.
Yeah. To the best of my
What?
knowledge, what? You've never
I'm not
read
reading.
porn?
I'm not reading porn. That'd be fucking shit. Why would you read porn?
Well, you've had sugar tits since you were like 18 or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Okay. Well,
when-
then maybe you don't need it.
when I was young, we didn't have the internet, so we used
Right.
whatever we could find.
And then
Thank you, Rudy.
when message boards came up and they started posting porn, you could download off of on your 1600 baud modem or something. Anyway, but to the person on the if it is part of a porn, as far as I recall, this idea of mine came completely of my own imagination, not because I read it somewhere. Anyway, she liked all these things, and the blindfolding was part of one of her fetishes, and so her finding out afterwards was sort of like a enhancement of it. Weirdly, I don't know how to explain it exactly. It was just, but she ended up, she liked it. She did think it was weird. I won't deny that.
But cool.
But cool, yeah, from her perspective, it turned out to be cool. And again, I was taking a risk. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna like try to glorify it or something. But that's what happened.
Oh, as long as she's not carrying a mattress around and we're not accessories. We're
No. She and I.
good. She's not in your backyard.
No, she and I dated for about a month, and then other completely unrelated things occurred that we drifted apart.
So how do you go if you like? Did you ever live together or anything? Because I was going to say, how do you go from fuck me with a fucking toilet brush blindfolded to, honey, what are we cooking for dinner? How does that transition?
Well, you know the conversation we had the next day. This was when I was at college. I was living in a house. She was just visiting at the time. We never lived together. It was just sort of dating kind of thing. But the conversation we had the next day, we're standing out on the porch, and it was the coolest thing a girl has ever said to me, because we're just standing out on the porch, sort of kibitzing or something. And then she turns to me and says, "So you want to go upstairs and fuck and then watch a movie?"
Nice.
And I'm just this college guy, like, hell yeah. It was great. It was like,
Now I'm just like have the image of like her blindfolded with a toilet plunger, and then she's just like, "Hey,
yeah.
have you played the new Assassin's Creed game?"
She was a very unique individual, and probably still is. I don't know.
Oh, that is awesome.
Anyway, yeah. So there was a question I was supposed to be answering, like my second weirdest or something. What was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Second weirdest. God. Well, like I said, weird for me is obviously a little bit different. I had sex in a dressing room one time where we were almost caught. I don't know if that's weird.
Well, like a store dressing room sort of thing.
Yeah, we're in a department store, and we were. This is a different girl. This is years later, and we were going at it on the floor, and then somebody knocked on the door and started to open up the door, and I put my hand out and pushed the door closed. I said, "Sorry, there's somebody here," and she was terrified. Like she just about like squeezed me right out of her. She was so scared, and her eyes were all wide.
Squeezed me right out of her.
Yeah, yeah, and so her eyes were all wide. She was about to like say something or like squeak or whatever. So I put my hand over her mouth and held her down. It was just like, "There's somebody in here," and she's like, "Oh, okay." And then we finished, but she told me afterwards that actually the fear made it better. I find really weird women apparently, so that became sort of a thing too.
Let's start calling you Mario.
Yeah. All right,
Oh
move on to something else. I could go on. I have a lot of funny stories, like not.
You need to
gross,
save
but
those for your BDSM channel.
Yeah,
though.
I should save those because there's some funny stories about, especially with Parents' Day and having to be a BDSM club president on Parents' Day.
On Parents' Day?
Well, I mean, we were a back club by the college, so we had a table at Parents' Day with all the other clubs.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was
What
funny.
happened?
Oh, it's hilarious. Oh,
Did her dad show up?
No. Well, okay. All right. I'll tell this very brief thing. So we ended up, because we were a backed club by the college, we had a little budget and everything, like what, $50 or whatever. Could use the facilities for meetings and things. And we had some radio time for ads if we wanted to do that. We also got a table and a space at Parents' Day, which was essentially out in the quad. They would line up in a big circle, just like these sort of tables you get from a classroom. And everybody would just have one table to sort of advertise their club. Now,
what was on your table? Was the plunger on the table?
No, there was no plunger on the table. We had I think someone brought one of their whips, and somebody brought an octopus, and somebody brought some rope or something, and we had some pamphlets and stuff like that.
An octopus.
An octopus is a leather restraint. It's sort of like if you put your arms behind your back and like push your shoulders as far back as you can. Imagine a leather harness that sort of keeps your arms in that position.
Ow.
Yeah. Well, no, it depends on who you are. It can be ow or not. But anyway, so we're sitting there, and our table, because of the alphabet, I guess, or whatever, we were placed between the table that had to do with the residence hall registration and honors society.
Nice.
And so what would happen is that all the tables would be circled around the outside of the quad, and then all the parents and people and stuff would go into the center and just kind of walk around the circle and look at the tables and stuff and get pamphlets and all that kind of thing. So we're sitting there, and we make we're not making any sort of like, we're not hiding exactly what it is. So, parents and their kids would come by and like, oh, look at the registration where our kids are going to live and everything else. Oh, there's honor society over here. Oh, what are you guys? Now, I can't say the name of the club because it would dox me essentially. And it's not a nasty name. It actually was a very innocuous name. It was a tongue-in-cheek thing that sounds innocuous. Like I said, sounds harmless, but it if you know it's about BDSM, it's funny. But I can't say it. But anyway, it sounded like something different. You could look at the name and think it was something not BDSM. But the funniest incident of that day, or at least the first one, because I was there for 2 years, a father, a mother, and their daughter were walking by, and they stopped. I assume thinking the name was referring to something else, and they stopped and they took a look, and they like looked down the table and they started asking, "So what are you guys?" And we tell them, "Oh, we're this, that, and the other thing." And the mother gets like this, like she just smelled a rotten egg look on her face. The daughter looks like she's gonna laugh her ass off, and the dad is looking like stern, like stern. And so they walk on by, and we're just like, okay. And we had a few of those like that. About 15 minutes later, the dad comes back by, grabs a pamphlet, and runs off. And I just about the three of us there just about laughed our asses into the next century. It was so it was both cliche and hilarious at the same time, because it's like, yep, that's kind of how it works. So yeah, that's my Parents' Day story.
That's a good story.
Yeah,
and,
I have
and not one I'll have to scrub from the.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking now you're gonna have to edit that one out, because anyway.
Fuck that. I'll just make it adult if I have to.
Fuck that with a plunger. Anyway, somebody talk about something else, because I'm just basically giving everybody and their brother about 17 memes to use against me on Twitter for the next 20 years.
Oh yeah, you're getting some fan art now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. If N doesn't write some story about it in the chat itself, then somebody's going to be doing some Photoshop pretty soon.
Okay, guys. I know I ignored it last time, but more questions. Unless anybody has a topic they want to bring up. And that's no.
Oh, I had a question for Bering. So I saw your video the other day about the TED Talk thing that happened to that other channel.
Oh yeah.
And so you've gone through these trials of fire far more than anybody I can think of that's in the room right now. I've done several TED Talks on my channel. Some of them are essentially the full talk, just chopped up into little bits and pieces and things. Yeah. Thus far, I have not had any problems. Of course, it might be the fact that I'm not monetizing. I don't know if that somehow reduces my chances of being hit or something. For future,
what size is your channel?
Sorry, what?
How big's your channel?
Oh, I just passed 500 the other day.
Yep. Okay.
So, for future reference, with your experience, is there what policy should I have regarding TED Talk specifically to minimize any chances of being zapped by them?
I don't think there is one that can minimize your chances. I think what they do is they go after channels that that obviously that they see, that they detect.
Sure.
Now I don't think they've got any kind of automatic system. I think it is manual. Someone's sort of looking out for them.
Sure.
But they'll if they find you, they'll probably try to go you. And what they do is they go for the channels that they think won't fight back, because I mean, even if you're doing your videos in such a way that you know, a court case, for example, would rule in their favour, it still looks really, really bad for them to be DMCAing people, because,
Right.
because they're the fucking spreading ideas and all that sort of
Right.
shit
Yeah. Mhm.
channel. So they, in every dispute I've seen, they've backed off as soon as someone's fought it. But what they do is they string it out. They make you wait the full 14 days or whatever it is, and then they essentially just give in by default. They just don't take any legal action. So if you get DMCA'd by them, and there's a good chance you will, just fight it,
Yeah.
and you'll win it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't, because I listened to your video and some of the steps the other guy took by like only using a couple of minutes and not having more than a minute lapse in the talk before chopping it with something, etc. I didn't know if there was like some.
Look, none of that stuff really. I mean, that's strange. That stuff counts, but it doesn't. Like, there's no measure of how long you can have between stopping it. There's no set formula.
Okay.
It's a combination of a heap of things. It's the main things are how transformative is it. So
Right.
the main thing that's going to be looked at is does the fact that your video exists, does that take plays away from the original video?
Right.
So
Yeah.
for the
Sorry, go ahead.
when they talk about cutting it up and stuff, that's for the bots that catch stuff. If they're doing it manually, nothing's going to help you on that.
Yeah, usually what I do to get away from the bots is I just speed it up slightly and just like do the preserve pitch thing.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
And that usually
and put a border around it, like sit it on something and have a border around it.
I don't know how to do that yet. I might need some advice, because I'm pretty sure I can. I've got
What do you
Vegas,
use to edit with?
Vegas 14.
Yeah, there's a way to do it in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. I just learned the other day how to do green screen stuff, which is how I did my latest deal. But okay, yeah, I was just curious because especially on the sort of like how long can I go, etc. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know fair use stuff nearly as well as I probably should. But of course, since you're here, I just thought I'd ask.
Well, none of it really matters. I mean, I don't. A lot of the time, I don't even think about that sort of shit. I'm more thinking about the nature of the channel, who owns the video. So, I mean, it's all about whether, like, if they DMCA you, it's either going to be we're fucking serious, we want your video off, and we're willing to pursue it, which is going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. So the chances of someone doing that, they're probably going to be a fairly sizable company. And Ted is someone who you might think, yeah, that is a risk, but it's just the fact that their whole sort of motto prevents them in particular from doing it, because they just look like fuckwits. Right. But I mean, if it's someone in their bedroom and it's just some fuckwit, I don't really. I'm pretty lax on rules, because what's going to happen is they'll DMCA you. You'll put in a counter notification, and then at that point they've seriously, in my case, they've got to go and get a fucking international fucking lawyer and serve legal documents on me and sue me. They're now. A little cunt in the bedroom is not going to do that.
So you go after the harmless prey.
No, not necessarily.
You're thinking like a bear.
I change my tactic depending on who it is. So I'll be very careful if it's a BuzzFeed or if it's a fucking.
See, I'm sure if my channel gets bigger or something, I might become a higher target. I've just been sort of cowboying it. Like I've done videos on financial corporations, promos, and TEDx, and some college professors and stuff like that. So I might get zapped one day. That's too much.
Someone said in the chat to use less than 10% of the total work. And but if you're responding to it, I can't use 10%.
Yeah, exactly. I'm fucked then. If that was a rule, I'd be in dead meat.
It's not.
It's not a rule. I mean, if you did stick to 10%, yeah, you'd have a brilliant fucking chance of getting away with it. But it's certainly not a hard and fast rule.
That's more or less like if you're going to use it to like make something original, whereas criticism, that doesn't really apply.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, after watching Bearings,
it's all about changing the market. So it's just got to be a different. Your viewers have to be of a different market than the original videos.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to take everything away from something more fun, but I was just curious since Barry was here. I just thought I'd.
No,
Yeah.
good stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And now after watching Bering's video, you don't just have to worry about DMCAs. You got to worry about gypsies challenging you to a fight. That video was so fucking funny.
I've
love the
had
little
that
kids.
sort of sitting there for about a month, just sort of waiting to do it. And to the time came this morning, so I had to make it.
Yeah, after I'm done streaming, I'm going to check out some of those. That was just awesome.
It's a fucking cool thing. If you're ever bored, just seriously, just type in gypsy sentence and you're fucking entertained for hours.
Scribe, if you haven't seen it, it's these guys challenging people to fight, and they just they repeat themselves over and over, talking about how they're
airbox, they'll airbox. They show you how excellent moves are.
Oh, they're just like circling around each other and just sort of like almost fighting, but not.
No,
No, it's a challenge. It's a video challenge, like sent out to someone. Like, meet me at the pub on Tuesday at 1 o'clock and I'll fight. Look, by the way, here's my moves. Look at me. I'm fucking tough. Be scared, sort of thing.
That last guy though, man, whipped out a knife and a gun.
Oh, he was fucked. I was almost thinking about not putting him in. I thought, fuck, that's the sort of cunt that'll come and kill me just for like disrespecting him.
No, I do not live on the West Coast. I live on the East Coast, but I don't sleep very often.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody asked in the chat there.
Yeah, you're always awake.
Not by
I sleep
choice.
about 3 hours at a time when I can sleep.
What's the time now? It must be the middle of the night now, is it?
It's 11:26.
Oh, yeah.
It's 8:26 where I am. Because left coast is the best coast.
Ooh, what SJW do you want to physically fight? None of them, because they would
None.
crumble.
No.
What SJW do you want to physically fuck?
Lacey.
Lazy?
Yeah, I got a weird thing for her.
I'd be scared of her snooch.
Well, we're talking in a
I don't know
perfect.
what's down there. And neither do you.
Minus the plunger, I want to do Scribe's story to her because I think she could really benefit from it. That just jump on her and show her who's boss.
What feminist? Jennifer Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, no, it's got to be like a YouTube feminist.
Oh, a YouTube feminist?
He's going for Lena Dunham.
No, Big Red.
Oh, okay.
Oh, why?
No.
I have a feeling that.
Yeah, she'd go nuts, but fucking hell. Jeez.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably it. There's just so much pent up energy there.
Do I think feminism is dead or slowly dying? I really don't.
No,
Look at today. It was all over the news.
Yeah, it's struggling to find a purpose. I mean, or a relevance. It's still trying to find a relevance because every time they bring up something that they call an issue, and we're talking about this before, tampon tax, air conditioning levels, wage gap, they're so easily dismissed or in comparison to actual problems can be just tossed aside, and they keep going at it because they have nothing else to go for, apparently.
Well, I think people are making a big mistake in, we've seen pretty much the death of bedroom feminists on YouTube.
You think so?
And so you don't see your typical bedroom feminist anymore. They are few and far between. And the ones you do find are like 12 and you can't really touch them.
Oh, sorry, I got to interrupt real quick. I have a request from Martius Filius to tell Bering and SDA that he has a new Twitter handle because apparently in the muck of things, he had to make a new Twitter account because his other one was zapped, and he wanted to let me let you know as a sort of check that there wasn't some kind of nut job with all your other fans and things might get lost in the mix. So I will chat you his new handle if that is of relevance to you.
Monkey Ed wants in.
Sounds good.
Oh, okay. I usually try to keep my chat at 5 or 4, but I will be nice and let Ed in for a little bit.
Ed's good value. Ed's good value. He'll throw a zinger in every now and again. That's what he does.
Okay, what were we talking about?
Fucking SJWs.
Bedroom feminist and is feminism's dying or not dead or whatever.
SDA, which bedroom or which feminist would you'd go for Kevin Logan, right?
Oh my
Justin
god.
Dennis. Justin Dennis.
Riley.
I'm gonna
Tim.
go recover.
Oh.
Milo Stewart.
No. God.
She would be a fucking monster.
I don't know if any of them are safe.
Well, which one would you ask about an
they're all too
Assassin's
fucking
Creed
safe.
game?
They'll
Wait,
be
you
like,
mean-
"Oh,
Which one would I
everything-
ask about
everything
an
else you consent, you consent.
Assassin's Creed game? Maybe like Tim. He looks the least
Oh.
like he has herpes.
Oh.
I was about to say when you said safe, you mean psychologically or like health wise?
Like, am I gonna die tomorrow? Both because you're gonna shoot me, or because you gave me like
Bubonic
fast-acting
plague,
AIDS.
fast
Steve,
acting
Steve,
AIDS.
Steve Shives doesn't get a look in. No Steve Shives.
Oh
no,
God!
no. His
Oh.
wife
Looks
probably.
like a
That's why he's like so skinny and like terrifying looking.
Have you seen
He
pictures
has
of him?
AIDS.
Do you see the old pictures of him before he had a beard?
Have you seen the picture of him naked?
yeah.
There's
Jeff
a
showed
picture
me
of him
No
naked.
way.
No,
Such a thing
there's
exists.
There's a picture of Steve Shives out there. It was from way before when he had a YouTube channel. He was doing some dating profile, like some
Oh,
dating
no.
website profile. And it's him just out of the shower in the
Oh,
fucking just butt naked, just
no.
with his hand over his cock. It's fuck.
Oh,
No, it's
God.
not.
It is. It fucking
It's
is.
funny.
Trust
That's
me.
not a
Go-
thing.
Oh God!
You will find it. On,
I'm
you know
not
the-
going to look for it. No.
You know the Drunken Peasants? How they've got their fucking Drunken Peasants wiki or whatever.
I know
Yeah.
a lot about
Website.
naked pictures of
It's
the
like-
drunken peasants.
Go to that website, look up Steve Shives, and you will see Steve Shives naked.
Ugh.
Everyone do that now. I want to see 145 confirmations that everyone's doing it. Everyone's going to quiet. That's funny as fuck.
No, I'm trying to get Ed in here. My computer is shit.
Remind me who Ed is. I'm blanking.
I'll send a
Edindro.
link to him if you
Oh, Edindro. Sorry. Yes.
want.
Yeah. If we get too
I'll,
many,
I'll, I'll shoot it to him.
if the
Thank
if the crosstalk gets too much, my brain might explode. So,
Yeah, I don't see anything.
are you looking for it?
I like that you're looking for it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm looking for it.
Hang on. No, it's definitely there. Hang on.
That reminds me of the old story about the guy who wrote one of the first dictionaries, and all the ladies' clubs came to him and they said, "Well, we're so glad to know that you didn't put any rude words in your dictionary." And he looks at them and he says, "Well, I'm so flattered that you took the time to look them up."
Right? Okay, crotch weave. What the hell did I miss?
What?
Somebody in the chat said crotch weave.
Okay.
Does that mean like you put a weave on your? Okay.
I'm guessing
Oh,
so.
God. You're merkin?
Come out looking like Cat Black.
Oh, yuck.
Her hair looks like it hurts.
Her hair looks like somebody unraveled a carpet my mom had as a kid.
Yeah.
Literally the same pattern.
What are we looking at?
You know she's a tranny.
Yes, we talked. I think we talked about that.
Did we talk about this? I
We
was
Yeah.
did, yeah.
so shocked the first time I found out.
Yeah, my question was, is she upset that she doesn't look more transitional?
Oh,
and so
right,
easily
right.
pass for a
Yeah.
woman. Yeah.
Yeah, because she passes like.
I had no idea when people were talking about Cat Black, like when Irate Bear had the whole issue with Cat Black video going viral or something, and I watched.
Did you just
it. I
say
think
Cat Black passes?
Well,
She
the first
passed to
time
me.
I saw her, I didn't know that it was a male previously. I thought it was just a female.
I had
no-
to be told.
Yeah, I had no reason to think otherwise until somebody said.
I
Anyway,
think
yeah.
I knew.
I mean, good on her for being able to pass. She's sort of like the Cat Black is the Blair White of the other side of the coin, I guess.
Oh, Blair's going to be mad about that?
No, I'm talking about the other side. She's the good one. She's the good one. Completely passes
I
the
had
female.
heard that she was training before I'd ever saw her.
Who, a Cat Black?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Fuck, I can't find this Steve Shives photo.
You're really digging for it.
Yeah, now I'm upset.
Maybe it got taken down. Like I said, I know
Sure.
Jeff has it saved because that's how I saw it. He showed me when we did
Who's
Jeff on it.
Jeff Holiday.
that?
Don't dox myself, but do I live in a state with medical marijuana? Yes, I do.
No. Now, is that an option for you in your
It
situation?
hasn't been yet.
Okay.
They're instead of trying to do pain management that way, they're trying to block the nerves.
Right.
Ed, how you doing, bud?
Hey guys, what's up?
Hello.
How's it
Do
going?
you have naked pictures of Steve Shives?
What? Oh, what are we talking about now?
Do you have
We're
naked
talking
pictures
about
of B.
naked
Arthur?
pictures.
I had to go get a bottle of
We're
wine.
trying
so I
to find
missed-
naked pictures of Steve Shives.
Where the fuck?
What do you
can't-
mean, we, white woman?
How
No,
did
I
that
am
happen?
too. To be fair, I am.
Okay, yeah, you
Yeah.
guys can do that. That's up to you.
I'm not particularly
weird.
interested in knowing if he's got.
No, you
Oh,
are.
he
man.
does. It's not a question of if; it's if we can find them.
Well, don't
Or
we
if
all?
they can
Don't we
find
all?
them.
No,
I don't
actually.
have them on the internet.
Yeah. I knew I had to come in when you guys started talking about social justice warriors you wanted to fuck.
There you
Oh,
go.
so who's yours?
Bering said Hannah Witten in the chat.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a really good
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh yeah, she was
Yeah.
kind of cute. Yeah.
She's yeah, and it's reasonable too. She's not like
Yeah.
super hot. She's like attainable hot.
Attainable.
Yeah.
I can get that hot.
Yeah, I could pull that off.
Her self-esteem is low enough for me.
For me, though, the one girl that kind of would drive me crazy and ruin my life is Savannah Brown.
Who the
Savannah
fuck is
Brown.
You know her, but you don't. She's the one who did the slam poetry. She was like, "I am a slut."
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
Right,
she
okay.
fucked up. She's fucking broken. I love it.
Oh.
She might not be the hottest one physically, but just with the whole package, she is just someone that my old self would be really into.
Who's that?
She's just-
Who's that really
Oh,
Damaged.
good old Encyclopedia Dramatica.
Yeah.
Who's the really British posh girl with the big eyes? Who?
I don't know. That sounds hot.
Yeah, she's brunette. She's got really big eyes, and she's very like upper class British sounding. I even looks like that she's living in some really fancy house, and she.
Oh, that's Claudia. Claudia.
Claudia,
Right?
yeah,
No,
Claudia.
she looks weird. She looks like I don't know. She looks weird.
Yeah.
I was about to say something meaner than I want to be right now.
Okay,
You guys looking at Steve Shives now?
This is in the fucking Hangout chat. You have to click this link. You have
No.
to go and look at this link.
God,
I've
do
seen
it.
it. I will not be
Fucking
looking
do it.
again.
no.
Ed,
Oh
That's
my
not-
god.
that's
That
not-
doesn't even look like him.
Oh my god, yeah, it actually does.
Look at
I've
his
seen this
face.
one before, but now I see it. That's not him though. That's not him.
Man, that's too much
fucking
even
him.
for me.
That's
that's
not
him.
him.
And he's fucking. I'm telling you, it's him.
Just
him.
the part of it that you can see shows a lot of girth though.
It doesn't show anything.
That's a decent amount of girth.
What?
You're checking out his
Oh,
cock.
he's
I know.
fucking. He's
Yeah, yeah.
bush. He's fucking.
sick-
he's,
Are you
Mu-
measuring
fucking-
his junk? What the
I am
hell?
secure enough with my sexuality to make a
Wait,
comment
That's
Are-
on
too
another
secure
man's
you-
with your
penis.
Are you
sexuality.
molesting him with your male gaze?
Yeah, definitely.
Jesus.
I'm sizing him up in comparison to me. I'm better, just for the record.
Yeah, sure you are.
On a good day.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I can't.
That is bizarre.
What's bizarre?
I don't-
It does
He looks so weird without a beard.
So who
Just,
took the
just,
picture?
just look up Encyclopedia Dramatica Steve Shives. That's where
Who
you find it.
took
Yeah.
the picture? Is it a selfie? I'm not looking at it.
Oh, that's a timer. I think that's a timer.
He timed it so he'd take a picture of him getting out of the shower.
I'm sorry. We're 100% sure this is Steve because it could be.
That is
someone else.
that is fucking. I'm telling you,
That's
it's Steve.
Steve.
I'd
That is
ask Steve, but I don't think he'd answer.
Yeah, that's fucked. I don't know.
No, it's a-
Oh, there's another one there. Oh, go to the main. Oh, there's a fucking another one.
Yeah, there's two of them.
I would think he would have taken action. He would have done something about this.
Well, how are you going to name the action you take to get a
Yeah.
photo off the internet, man? No, name. 'Cause you're not
Yeah.
doing
Didn't
it.
he
You can't
put
do
it
that.
up?
You don't want to go down that road.
Yeah, he did. It was on a dating profile. It was like on fucking Tinder or some shit.
He put that on a dating profile.
Yeah.
he did.
Like, that's what you get.
Just think, maybe
If you
that's
put
how
it
he
up,
found his
like-
wife.
And it said, I'm Steve, I'm 24, I'm an unpublished writer and an avid reader and a baseball fan.
Don't
And I'm
like brag about
I'm
how much
naked.
of a writer you are if you're not published. Stop it, Steve.
I like to play with stuffed animals.
Oh God,
Yeah, fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
that's an attractive dating profile. I like stuffed animals.
My TED Talk thing didn't get a copyright flag yet.
Which one
I'm
did you
waiting.
do?
This is the Ashley Judd, the thing that everybody else is doing. I'm not
Oh,
original.
Yeah, so they might. It's all discretion, man. If they think that you're gonna fucking that you'll fight back, they won't do it. They probably just
Oh, but they did it to Sir Sick.
Yeah,
Today.
well, yeah, it's a very selective thing, man. They might have looked at you and gone, "Nah, this cunt's got balls." They might have looked at Sir Sick and gone, "Nut, faggot, let's get in."
Is it a specific company? Is it like Full Screen or something, or is it just TED?
No, it's actually TED themselves.
Is TED backed by something larger, or is TED just its own company? I don't know.
No, TED's just TED, man.
Okay, because Lacey Green stopped flagging me.
Yeah, she's Full Screen or something, isn't she?
Yeah, and Full Screen just stopped flagging me because I keep contesting. So
really,
I thought it was an automatic algorithm thing, but it seems to be that's why.
Well, no, it definitely is, but maybe they can have exceptions or something. But that's weird. She's never stopped fucking flagging me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. Maybe I just got away with it once. I don't know. I don't know how any of this shit works. I haven't gotten a flag in a long time either. I'm doing pretty good.
I love everybody in chat. Why did I go see that?
It's like the reason why we all looked up the Leslie Jones nudes when those got leaked.
I haven't looked at that yet.
I did not look those up.
I'd rather look at Shives.
I'd rather see Steve naked.
No, it was bad. It was awful.
Leslie Jones nudes.
Don't. Oh God, you don't want to do it, man.
I have to do it. I have to fucking do it.
It just looks like, if you blur your eyes, it's just like it looks like a cup of pudding. Just a real close-up. Real close up into a cup of pudding.
Would you say it was dark chocolate pudding?
Oh fucking.
No, that's the wrong kind of dark chocolate.
I know.
There's gonna be fucking rolls everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's gonna be rolls.
No, it's terrible.
Oh. Carrie Ann's in the chat. Hi, Carrie.
You don't take a shirt off of that and get a supermodel. No, you get rolls.
No. How do I find them, man? I just
don't.
You're looking for Leslie Jones after seeing Steve Shives.
Oh God!
You're gonna fuck yourself all kinds of up.
Yeah, when you can't get it up in the bedroom later with sugar clips.
Yeah.
They'll have a reason though. They'll have a documented reason.
Chat, just look up Harambe, same stuff. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh
man, her nudes are hard to find.
This is what got Milo banned from Twitter, guys.
We're not on Twitter.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I think calling her a dude got him banned from Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
She does look like a dude though.
I think you can just go to Bing and do it.
Oh, I did it in Google, and it's like the blurred out ones. And
yeah, if you go to Bing and do it,
the internet really white knighted her.
Bing doesn't care.
Yeah, Bing doesn't like block out the nudes and stuff. It'll just do it for you.
Damn it! Now I have to look.
Oh,
See? You have to.
I'm keeping my eyes pure.
Corrupting.
You are keeping yourself pure after the story you've told.
There are some lines I
You
will
have
cross.
fucked somebody with a toilet plunger. Like, hush.
Is that really that weird though? When you come down to it.
Yes.
Nah.
No, like I said, it was effectively a dildo. It wasn't any different.
You go through a phase. You just want to put things in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wanted to put me in it.
Yeah.
Well, that happened too, but
Sometimes you drink too much.
Oh no! Oh, is that her getting fucked as well? Is there one of her getting fucked?
What? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh
my
no.
God! I haven't seen that. I want to know that guy's story.
A fucking massive black sea of fucking nothingness.
Jesus.
The things you do for money.
Oh god. That's fun.
And I don't know where we go from there.
What a sobering
Monkey,
moment.
did you look
I
them
don't know
up?
there's anywhere to go.
I'm looking them up now. Remember, I'm on a really slow.
If you want me to just send you the link, I will.
She's with a fucking. Why is she with a? She's with a
send me a
dwarf.
link.
She's with a dwarf.
Joey Quinn's dude.
She's standing there with a white fucking dwarf for some reason. Playing folks in the fucking.
No.
I think she's just that.
That's from Saturday Night Live. They did a parody of whatever some fucking reality show, and that's her and the guy from Game of Thrones.
Zoe Quinn's nudes are like boring. They're just like
Yeah,
switchblade.
they're standard, right? They're not that bad.
Yeah, they're
People
like they're like
comment on them
they're like
they're-
Suicide Girl sort of cheesecake kind of stuff.
Yeah, and back in the day, she didn't look too bad. Too bad. I mean, she
Yeah,
looked,
I don't know.
you know, bleh, you
Monkey,
know.
it's in the Hangout chat.
Got it.
You're welcome.
Zoe
Thank
Quinn.
you. Well, I'm not thanking you yet.
Zoe Quinn in the chat.
No,
Yeah.
I put Leslie Jones in the chat. for
Zoe
me.
Quinn's in the chat. Watch
If
that.
Zoe Quinn was in the chat, man, that would be
No,
someday.
I meant her.
That'd be
Yeah.
someday.
Oh dear Lord.
I know.
See the dwarf, isn't that fucking weird?
That's the one. Yeah, that's from Saturday Night Live. They did a parody.
Yeah. Was she naked in that? Was she blurred out
Yeah.
in that, or was she?
They were both naked in it
That's
because
fuck.
it's from the
Why would
show.
why would you
Like
fucking
on
watch that?
purpose?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a reality show. It's kind of like Survivor, but they take people and they drop them naked in various places, and they got to stay there for a few days, or I forget it. My wife watches this shit, but
I
they,
mean,
they
you
did
can
a
give her credit then if she's willing to get naked, looking like that.
Well, now if you're like
Peter
a
Dinklage.
fat woman and you get naked, everybody will call you brave.
Yeah.
It is kind
True.
of brave.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly. I think that's an appropriate use of the word brave. I wouldn't show my fucking body, and it's not that fat. So
no. Okay,
let me scratch that.
I
My-
scrolled
my body.
down way too far. What the fuck? All right, I'm done with that.
Yeah, I have to close this page.
Wow.
Close.
Yeah, Monkey,
Anyhow,
We got to
Monkey, this is detrimental to your health. You need to
You
stop
know,
this.
somebody who was
Yes,
on
it
the
is.
show Naked and Afraid or something like that, one of the naked shows sued because they were shown on TV naked.
That's
The
pretty
show-
good.
Didn't they sign a release ahead of time?
Yes.
Yeah. So sorry, tough titty, as it were.
but yeah, if you guys want to actually see a funny skit, look up that Saturday Night Live skit because it is really funny. She's chasing him around the whole time.
Mm.
That's not.
They're kind of, you know, that's kind of like Harambe chasing the kid around.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Oh my god, that was that.
oh no.
Someone should make a
Nice.
game out of that, and you get to be the fucking.
That was nice.
Oh god.
Was there ever any Anita Sarkeesian nudes? I'd look at them out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah, I would have to look. Yeah, that's fascination. Just
Yeah.
what
Was there?
if it's not bad?
I don't.
I reckon she'd have. I reckon
No,
she'd
it's
have a
bad.
lopsided boob. One of her boobs would be lopsided.
Jesus.
Because when you see her actually like full body at like a chat or something where she's like, you know, giving a speech, it's like, whoa, she's really fat.
Oh, she's got chub for sure.
She didn't used to be. I remember that old video where she like said she didn't like video games. She looked normal, I guess. So
Yeah, now
maybe
she's-
that's changed, obviously.
Now
Feminism
her,
makes you fat. I'm telling you guys.
her
Watch
All that
thighs
money she got.
have expanded substantially.
Hannah Witten. See if she gets bigger because she might.
Mm.
Lacey looked really good when she was younger.
Yeah.
Lacey fluctuates, man. Lacey fluctuates.
I don't think she does. I think she just
Are you
figures
sure?
out camera angles.
You
Yeah, she's
reckon?
always shooting down.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
she always has it above her, you know, and
No. Some videos she's fucking mint. Like this is 6 months ago, and I wouldn't have just looked at like the Dan angle and gone, yeah, no, that's awesome. Like like she's obviously beyond full fucking. Hang on, I'll try to find one. Cunt. Fuck it.
I think she finds ways to cover it up. I don't believe a body can go through that much.
What about the one after the election where she's like, Trump won. She was all right
I
in
am
that.
so
She was pretty
sad.
She looked
And
kind of
I'm
good there.
so
She
angry.
looked kind of
She
like
looked
after
good
sex.
there because she looked vulnerable and easy to take.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She looked like she had just been taken.
With consent,
Fucking-
of course.
Fucking plunger easy. Bathroom plunger.
She needed to be cheered up at that point.
Yeah.
With a
I'm
plunger?
just a good friend.
Oh god.
Also, she wears corsets. I can tell.
You reckon?
Really?
Yeah, she wears garter belts or something. Yeah.
Garter belts.
Garter
don't
belts
keep-
and a corset are different.
Whatever.
doesn't-
I don't know the difference.
Yeah.
They're
I
very
mean,
different.
she could be
things.
wearing a girdle or an actual corset would probably be a
girdle?
bit more. Yeah, her breast would be pushed up real high if she's wearing a corset.
Okay.
Yeah, trust Scribe. Scribe knows about the thing.
I am not
That's true.
Oh yeah, yeah.
perpetuating rape culture. I said with consent, damn it.
I've only been with one girl that had it was a corset though.
Hmm.
Who was wearing a corset.
Yeah, those can be expensive. I know from personal.
But the thing that tucks in your
Scribe, do you
fat,
wear
that's-
corsets?
No, but I bought one for my girlfriend once.
Let me see.
For you?
Well, obviously, if I'm wrapping the package for myself, then yes, for me. If you get my meaning. Why do guys buy their girlfriend's underwear so they can see them in it? I mean, of course I was buying it for me.
Yeah.
Was that a conversation stop? Everybody gets silent.
Conversation ended.
All right,
I'm
wow.
Googling girdle, so I know what I'm talking.
There you go, yeah. Look up the difference between a girdle and a corset. They are quite different.
I know what a corset is.
Yeah.
Well, now I have to Google it.
A girdle is just a corset
It's a belt
without the
or cord.
bustier. Yeah, it's a corset without the bustier that takes care of the breast. Just
Oh.
holds in the gut, basically.
Yeah, so I meant girdle.
Oh,
I think she wears a girdle.
Did we talk about Wooly? No, we haven't.
Oh, what's going on with her now? I'm out of the loop. I didn't see
She
Barry's
just
video.
came back to YouTube.
Mhm.
Oh, she's gone?
Yeah.
Woolly Bumble. Yeah, she'd shut down her channel because Bering's mean.
Oh, right. right.
Horrible threats to her children or something like that.
Yes,
There's
but
a sorry. There's a Hannah Witten news video, but I've got to become a patron. I've got to do $1 a month. I'm fucking doing it. Sorry.
There's a Hannah Witten nudes video.
Yeah, you got to be a patron now. We'll be
No, just wait for it to leak. It'll leak.
What?
Probably already out there. You can find it without becoming a patron.
You
That-
become
that-
a patron and leak it.
Well, you got to become her patron?
Yeah. I'll do it. I'll do it.
I'm serious. Is she seriously doing that?
Well, yeah, naked photo shoot behind the scenes.
What?
Hannah Witten.
Yeah, she's a part of a sex positive group though, with Savannah Brown. And
Oh.
Savannah Brown was in a video with her too.
Exactly.
I'm telling you guys, these are the right ones. These are the good ones.
Yeah, so Woolly Bumblebee, yeah, she left. She reckons I made a video about her, and she got insulted like by people, and she reckons that someone sent a death threat to her. There was a death threat that she produced, and the sender's name was blocked out. I don't know why the fuck you do that. She's protecting the identity of the sender. And yeah, so there's a big thing that she got death threats, and then she deleted her channel, but now she's back.
Yeah.
because they got all that sorted out. Apparently, the
Canadians
are
it's all
really
sorted out.
fast.
And so I made a video yesterday saying, well, can I have the name? Because like I'll block them from my list because I don't want them to do that to other people. So what's their name? But she won't give it to me, which is strange.
Well, she'd
not
likely
shady.
have to give you her own name.
What?
Well, would she shut down her whole channel? Because that seems...
Well, yeah, because she's just changed from being an anti-feminist to a fucking total feminist SJW, you fucking fuckhead. So all of the videos, she was deleting all of her videos anyway, and then half of her subscriber base she no longer likes. So it made perfect
How do
sense.
you go from being an anti-feminist to a
I don't know.
That's a transition.
Head trauma.
But she's also comes off as like really bipolar to me, and apparently her husband is not a balancer. He's kind of an enabler, like, or maybe he maybe he has the same
turbulent.
problem. You know, maybe he's also
Fucking turbulent. He's horrible.
Yeah, he's sort of. If I can, I don't know, because I didn't really follow her because she's annoying, but she didn't start becoming like overtly annoying to me until her husband started chiming in on stuff. If I remember,
I found her a long time ago, and I watched like 2 videos, and I couldn't take it, and so the next time I saw her was when she was
Michael Rowlands used to be an anti-feminist?
no.
What?
Who said
No, you gotta like. I was watching.
Where are you getting this? Where are you getting this?
Mara
Somebody
just
said it in the chat. No,
fuck off, Lara.
he probably says that though. I think he
Yeah.
was probably just an idiot.
He's
Oh,
still
I-
an idiot.
You know how
I saw the
you
light
guys-
kind of thing.
Did you guys see the red pill yet? Because now it's out.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. I'm interviewing
I watched it
Cassie J
yesterday.
tomorrow.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be in that because I actually didn't like it overall.
Really?
But
I thought it was fucking great.
I'll talk about that. Yeah, well, I'll talk about that. I did like it for different reasons than I thought I would, I guess. But overall, it wasn't what I wanted it to be, which was more compelling. It really is essentially a Voice for Men, the movie.
Mm.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And the feminists they got are terrible. I don't know if that's because she just
Yeah,
couldn't
but-
get
yeah, but-
anybody.
But they are the ones we wanted to. Who did you want to hear from? Other than, like Big Red was fascinating. That was fascinating.
No, it
Hearing from
wasn't.
her.
It was exactly
Fuck
what you
off,
would
cunt.
expect. You could have written that. You could,
Yeah,
you
I know.
could have
But
predicted
it
that.
was vindicating seeing it.
And it feels.
Enforced my hate.
That's the thing. That's why it's good. But it's good in a sense that here's the thing. I enjoyed the movie thoroughly when I was watching it. I thought about it after, thinking that was really good. And then as I thought about it more and more, I was like, no, wait. I kind of hated that she didn't drill anybody on anything. She didn't drill Paul Elam on anything. Like
Yeah,
she brings up the little bit of the outlandish articles and stuff. The whole like, and then she explains one of them at the end, glosses over it almost as if to say, "Oh yeah, I forgot to do something with that. Let me slap it at the end of the movie."
But she plays like the passive person being educated sort of thing. That's a bit, man. That's what she does.
Yeah, and that's sort of, well, that doesn't mean you can't sort of say, well, this person said this or something. Like you don't have to be hard hitting to sort of bring
Real
it.
quick, hey guys, somebody's asking what Red Pill is.
Oh.
Red Pill is
it's a documentary, man.
It's a
documentary about
Matrix
this.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a movie where this.
But what we're talking about is a documentary where this chick Cassie J, a documentary maker, made a video about the men's rights movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just recently.
And my problem with it is that I might enjoy it for my own selfish reasons, but none of the people who were on there, except for maybe Warren Farrell, because I didn't really know a lot about him, and I actually really liked him. But most of the people on there, like Karen Strawn and Paul Elam, are people. I've heard all this.
That was fucking hilarious.
She wasn't too bad. I mean, they described
she was drunk as a skunk, mate.
I guess they described it as worse, and I've seen her worse. So, but like, they're all saying things I've heard before. They're not convincing me. So, if I'm thinking this way, if I'm a feminist and I'm watching that, it's easy to dismiss it. It's very easy to write it off. It's a good movie in terms of being useful. It's a good movie to show like your girlfriend who never thought of these issues. But like in terms of
the feminist dismiss it, what do you mean?
Well, because they can easily look at it and say you selected the worst representatives for feminism. They can look at it and say Cassie was obviously not a real feminist before and I would agree with them. She wasn't a real feminist before she started this. She found really selfish reasons to identify with a thing that she didn't understand. She didn't understand feminism. She didn't know what she was talking about. And then the men's rights movement people, because they were genuine and open with her, they won her over instantly. But the feminists didn't really put up much of a fight because she sort of selected some weak sauce feminists.
They didn't really know there was a fight.
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of convincing feminists, you're not going to get anything out of that. But I mean, it's all right for some things. It's just not what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a compelling, even-keeled thing. And I guess I shouldn't listen to Mike Cernovich when he says it's fucking compelling and even-keeled, because it fucking wasn't. It was 100% slanted towards the MRA, and that's not what people expected. But
but what was it? I honestly bought into the whole journey thing. The whole, she went there, and I think she's just placid. She went there trying to find out, what this cunt of a men's rights movement was about, and then got slowly turned around.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't think she slowly turned around. I think she snapped. The way she puts it, she snapped right into it. And I know that she was talking very in favor of the MRA before the movie was even finished, because I watched her, go around the circuit, and it's starting. Piece that all together. She was won over pretty fucking quick.
But Ed, even if they made the perfect movie, it's not going to convince feminists.
True, but it doesn't gives them all the ammunition they need to not be convinced. So it might convince like your bedroom feminist, the girl who argues for a dictionary definition all the time. But this won't. It's slanted too far.
It's not meant to convince anybody of anything except people who are on the fence. Maybe. I mean
you can argue that, but that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a balanced thing. It was advertised to me as a balanced thing, even after the reviews, and it wasn't.
Well, it's called the red pill. I mean, how balanced would you expect it to be?
It's about the red pill. It doesn't have to be propaganda for the red pill, which is essentially what it comes off as. I mean, I liked it. I agreed with all the people in it. I'm just saying it it's just not what I wanted it to be.
You
But
should start a GoFundMe and make one.
Yeah.
how
I don't
should
do
she
that.
have
That's
been-
work.
How should she have been more critical to like a voice for men and that? Just like
I
jumped
didn't
into the
see
articles and-
her. I didn't see her say word one to any of the feminists. I didn't see her present arguments to the feminists to have them, because when you're doing something like this, you want to have Paul Elam says something and you get them to address that. And really, you just gotta. And she picked the one. All they said was funding. Most of these people, apart from Big Red, who is just way out there, are just they're profiteers.
Oh.
There would have been better voices.
Is it really her job to challenge them instead of just presenting the perspectives of both sides?
Not necessarily. I'm just saying, you want to make a movie that, I mean, if I'm thinking it, but not from the perspective of her. I think she did her job just fine. But I'm thinking it from the perspective of someone who wants the MRA to have a convincing case. If you're in the MRA, you don't just want your voice to be heard. It's good in that way, in that respect, but you don't just want your voice to be heard. You definitely want to convince people.
Well,
so
sure.
I'm thinking it from
know.
their perspective, not necessarily her. It's a fine movie. I had that issue with it. That's all.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not gonna suck its dick. And there are some things about it that are like, you could have done better here and there, whatever.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But she's a placid girl, I think.
Mhm.
I don't think she's really that gritty sort of filmmaker that would.
No,
that
she's
would
not.
need to
She's
do
not.
that.
And that's unfortunate, because in the hands of someone who was,
Yeah.
it could have been
But
great.
hey, I've never seen anyone else I've never seen any other feminists sort of make
Bother,
that
yeah.
change and have a fair look into these things. That was pretty heartwarming.
That is kind of a good thing about it, is that she is an example of what I talk about I talk about the better feminists in terms of, these are the people that you kind of want to convince because they're easier to convince, because they're not in it all the way. And Cassie's a good example of that, because she wasn't in it all the way. So it's kind of good.
Yeah. You should see it, Monkey. It's you can get it for it cost me about I think $5 to rent on Vimeo.
It's like on Google Play, it's like $4, and it is worth watching. I'm just saying, whatever.
What bothers me about it, and
Listen off the chat,
this is without even seeing it yet, is that movie got so much coverage, but the movie Comedy, Outrage, and Free Speech, Can We Take a Joke? Didn't.
What's that?
You guys, it's a movie called Comedy, Outrage, and Free Speech, Can We Take a Joke?
Is it just recent?
It came out sometime last year, and it's all about free speech and how comedians can no longer, just tell their jokes. They get, blasted for it. Yeah. And to me, that is a much bigger, stronger issue that needs to be talked about than. I know MRA, there's stuff that needs talked about, but
it's a different issue though. It's different.
It is.
To be fair. I mean,
but to me, the free speech one is much more important.
Yes, I agree. I think it's
anybody talk about it.
It's the most important in
terms
of what we do.
There's fuck all else you can discuss, isn't there?
Yeah.
You can't get away with it. You can't get away from it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I said, without seeing it, that's my only criticism, because I can't comment on what the content was.
Yeah.
As far as
you should rent it.
Yeah, I will definitely take a look at it.
I bought it. I actually bought it outright. So
well, it just came out.
So you can watch it again. You're going to pull it out next weekend and watch it again.
I'm going to show it.
That's why
I'm going to show it to people. I'm going to show it to people because, like I said, it's useful in terms of like my friend's girlfriend should watch it. She's not a feminist, but a lot of women really don't think about these issues just in general because they're sort of trained by society to be kind of little selfish cunts. So it is amazing. Like I was watching Jim Jeffries with them, right? And Jim Jeffries made the joke about like, if you want to do me a favor on my birthday, then just fucking don't touch my money. Right. Yeah. Like he was going through that bit and she was going, I never thought of it that way. Well, that's because you never think about it. So if she watched the men's rights issue, that'll do my friends some good. So, I mean, there's use for it. It's just not to convince hardcore feminists of anything.
Yeah. At all. What did you think of Jim Jeffries on Bill Maher?
I don't know.
I made a video about it, but I usually like him.
Some comedians
so
just stay comedians.
I thought Yeah,
He doesn't have the depth to be a fucking political
No, he's just-
commentator.
No.
He's
He
just a dumb Aussie. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, I've got to agree. I have to agree.
Yeah, I like him as a comedian, as
Just
a
stay that way.
as a hardcore political commentator. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think Milo did so great on Bill Maher either, but you know.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
He
He's a
didn't.
fucking-
Yeah, that
he
was a
too,
train
He was
wreck.
too faggy. Way too
Yeah.
faggy.
Yes. Tried to be way too cute about shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was weird.
A guy like him really shouldn't favor the troll. He's smarter than that, but he favors the
Well-
troll persona.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we've seen-
I've actually
yes, I
seen him
agree.
like that before. If he gets into
Yeah.
a situation, I mean, this is still his biggest audience he ever had. Anytime he gets into one of those situations where he has this new massive audience, he goes into that little gay mode.
Goes,
Yeah.
yeah,
We've seen him do professional, like actual. I mean, and that maybe professional in Milo's sense, at least.
Right.
You know, coherent, serious, articulate, and educated. I mean, when he does those debates with those
Yeah.
guys on Question Time, or he does those interviews where he's in a suit, it seems. It's
Some,
almost like,
some
it's
of
almost like
those
the costume.
BBC appearances were impressive. Really
Yeah,
impressive.
I don't know about you guys, but that's was some of the first things that I saw of
Yeah.
Milo, and that's why I initially liked him. It
Yeah.
was not
Yeah.
the weird gay thing that
Yeah. It's almost like the
He's like
clothes in this situation do make the man, because when he's in a suit, he seems to have a completely
Yeah.
different delivery than when he's like all dolled up and something.
Yeah, the clothes literally make the man, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, he's deliberately dolling himself up to be that
Oh, sure.
persona.
Yeah,
It is like a character. It is definitely a character. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a big opportunity for him. CPAC was ridiculous. I don't know why he was even invited, but Bill Maher was a huge opportunity, and Bill Maher was like ready to be on his side too.
It gives a
See,
fuck
I
about
didn't know.
CPAC. I've never heard of fucking CPAC. I'd see you
No.
on Bill Maher, not
Well,
CPAC.
you're not American.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking Bill Maher's got a wider reach.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's just like he's not a conservative. He even denied on Bill Maher that he was a conservative. So it's like, why are you bringing him to this conference? He's not even. He shouldn't even be considered a political figure. So
Who, Bill Maher or Milo?
Milo or Bill Maher.
Maher facilitates political events in a certain way, or comedy.
Yeah, I
He's a
guess that's
smarmy cunt about politics. That's what he brings.
Oh,
to the
his show Politically Incorrect way back when was really, really good.
I was a fan of him on Politically Correct too. If you go back now, you realize how fucking short those shows were, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
30 minutes
Nothing
plus
fin-
commercials.
Yeah, they get nothing done on those shows. There is a clip of Christina Hoff Sommers on Bill Maher.
Mhm.
That's
Is it?
a pretty
I
good.
can't imagine her on Bill Maher's show.
She was on Politically Correct, Incorrect.
Incorrect, yeah.
Yeah, way back in the day. I love that he got fired for being politically incorrect.
Mhm.
I remember when that happened. That was fun.
What did he get fired for? What did he say?
He called the 9/11 terrorists. He used the word brave in reference to their suicide bomb. Obviously, I don't agree with the word usage, but
Well, it was
Well,
pretty
no, he was
fucking
saying-
brave,
no,
wasn't it? It was a
he-
cunt act, but like it took
well,
balls, didn't it?
brave. The problem with the word brave is that it implies heroic.
No,
You
so
know.
he
Yeah.
was saying
Brave-
from their perspective, they're probably
yeah,
Yeah.
from their
and
perspective.
from
it
their
was fucking
perspective, they were
heroic.
basically like
It
the
was
rebels going
technically
against the Death
accurate.
Star.
Yeah, it was
Well, that's
technically
kind of like you can totally say that Hitler was a good leader.
exactly. See, I mean,
Yeah.
you,
Right.
you can
He
say
didn't
that,
do
but
good things.
it's
but
I'm
he
you should
I
loved
be
would
able to
disagree.
understand. You should be able to understand why that skirts.
Sorry, attacking Russia in the
Yeah,
winter was
yeah.
not good leadership.
I don't agree with him getting
True.
fired at all, or,
Yeah,
or
that's
even
true.
that it was inaccurate. It wasn't inaccurate. They were.
It was inaccurate, and here's why: because those guys believe that they're going off to 72 virgins. I don't think he should be fired for it, but there was nothing brave about it. They were doing it with religious conviction.
Yeah, but you still don't reckon that'd take knackers though. Like,
Yeah,
No,
that's.
that would take balls.
I think if you are so indoctrinated that you're willing to kill yourself, that no, you don't have the mental capacity for bravery.
for bravery. That's a
like,
good
let's
argument.
Imagine that you're one of the hijackers, right? And you don't learn how to land the plane, and you like kill the pilots and everything, and then you kind of realize you don't want to do it. Like, what do you do? Like, what do you just look
Veer
at the
left.
other guy like,
Hard left.
maybe this wasn't a good idea.
There's parachutes in the cockpit. There's grab that and just bail on them.
You pull a Sully
You ate
Sullenberger
them,
and you
sucker!
land it in the Hudson Bay.
What do you just like call air traffic control and you're like,
Talk me down.
I'm
funny
sorry.
story.
I'm very sorry. I don't know what to do anymore.
Oh, I don't think that happened.
Night, Rody.
That's what happened.
Oh man. No, but I really don't think it's brave because of the indoctrination part of it.
I think you're probably right. I
That's
probably.
a fair point. Yeah.
But again, I don't think he should be
like,
fired for it.
No, it wasn't a big deal that he said.
But what context did he say it in? Like, did he just...
he was saying it in that they thought they were brave, that they were fighting for what they believed in.
Yeah, and
Which is true.
just that the act of killing yourself is brave for something bigger. Not that they were right. Obviously, he wasn't. He wasn't praising them that you do that. That would probably warrant being fired. But no, he just said the word brave, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think he should have got fired for that.
Yeah.
But it led to better things. Real Time's a good show, even though he's in it.
Real Time used to be a good show. He has just gone
Is it not anymore?
full retard now.
At least he's consistent on Islam.
That one time with Sam Harris and Ben Affleck was really awesome.
That was great. That was
Like
great.
Bill Maher has his moments.
Yeah,
He's
he
consistent on Islam. He's consistent on the religion aspect of it anyway.
I lost
he
all
has gone
respect
into
for
That
him
was explosive.
when he got down on his knees and begged Ralph Nader not to run for president.
Oh God.
I don't like Ralph Nader, but at the time he claimed to be a libertarian, and he was begging somebody not to run against the two big parties. I'm like, go fuck yourself, Bill. No libertarian would do that because we want a third.
He wasn't
party
ever
at
really
least.
a libertarian either.
No, which is when with the Milo interview, he actually said that he's liberal, which he's finally come out with that.
Well, no, he's been out with that for a while now. But I mean, yeah, I remember the time period you're talking about where he said he might be libertarian, and I think it. Well, I mean, I remember it being around Ron Paul's first.
Oh no, he used to talk about it openly on Politically Incorrect.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember that. But
Oh yeah,
well, then he just dances around the line.
he's
of
a
what that means.
he's a lion dick who does what he wants for the show.
Well, he's a comedian, so I don't
Yeah.
care.
I like his
the fact
stand-up
that he has-
actually.
Yeah, his stand-up's good.
His stand-up's usually really good.
Yeah.
He just shouldn't talk politics anymore.
I just like that he facilitates a roundtable discussion, and yeah, I guess he doesn't get the kind of people you'd want, but
Well, it's not even the kind of people you want, because if you watch this interview, if you go back and watch Politically Incorrect when he did the interview with Camille Paglia.
I remember that. I want the whole thing is her.
Yeah, they did two shows.
How
back to
else
back.
could you do it? She wouldn't shut up.
And what did he keep saying to Milo? Shut up. Let me tell. He never said that to her.
Mhm.
He came into this with Milo very combative.
To be fair, Milo was being an asshole. Camille was actually giving information. And he did make fun of the fact that she was talking too much.
Not from the start, though. Milo didn't just come out and immediately start being an asshole. He came out with his little gay
Which is enough to warrant shut up.
I agree. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true. But I agreed with every shut up that Bill Maher gave him on that show.
I did too.
He really was.
It was like Bill Maher brought his like drunk little brother to a
ADD.
party and immediately regretted it.
But see, I don't.
Thank
For
God
me,
for
they
the
should have done
pedophile
it.
thing. Thank God for that, because that's going to boost his career way up. I don't fucking understand why people like Steve Shives and Garrett and fucking Kevin Logan are pretending that this is some massive failure. That book's about to make him a millionaire.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they think they're just so happy. I mean, that's just his career.
Has he found a new publisher for that? I think he'll find a new publisher.
Yeah, he's
for
got
that.
somebody. Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know
like
who
the
it
day
is.
that Simon and Schuster dropped him, he had a bunch of other people begging him to give
Fuck
them
you,
the book.
man.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I'll publish it for him. That's gonna make a mint.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean,
Even if he self-published, even if he had to self-publish, it would make
That was piss weak of Simon and Schuster. That was pathetic.
Yeah.
self-publishing would probably be better for him in the long run because you get more royalties that way.
Good point.
Yeah, but has he ever done it? Yeah.
Yeah, but he said he got picked up. He was also
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
that
look, if you can get picked up, then but
I think he was also saying that he's got a new affiliation in, as far as like writing stuff.
Well, you know what I
was
want to know
thinking Dave Rubin.
is that fucking 250 grand advance he got from Simon and Schuster. I seriously doubt that they had a contract that said we get that back if we just decide we don't like you anymore.
yeah, I don't.
Oh, no,
I
I
think he
seriously
kept it.
doubt that. I reckon he would have kept that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he keeps that advance.
It's not going to
That is
matter.
fun.
Like I said, he's going to be a fucking millionaire.
Yeah, but still,
He's
250 grand in the meantime, it ain't bad either.
Yeah. It's kind of incredible. But like, I was wondering, I was thinking Dave Rubin was going to pick him up
Dave
to
Rubin.
keep his
Dave
citizenship.
Rubin.
Yeah, because there was something I read about he needed to stay, employed.
He's here on a
What,
work
on
visa.
top-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And publish him or fuck him? What do you mean?
Well, he said he doesn't have to worry about the work visa because he got picked up by somebody, but I don't think he said who.
Oh,
and
and
I was thinking,
hired?
yeah, and I was
Yeah,
thinking,
hired.
I was thinking Dave, hired. So Dave Rubin, I thought was like it's the first thing that came to my mind. Why would Dave Rubin not?
Well,
But-
Dave Rubin doesn't have like correspondence, does he? I mean, or unless they got something else planned.
Well, they do the free speech thing with Larry King and all that. I don't know what I haven't really paid attention to it, but
Dave
there is-
Rubin used to be a young Turk, right?
Yes.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Did you see that Sam Cedar wants to go on Dave Rubin? If you know who Sam Cedar is,
Not familiar
I
with him.
guess not.
No.
Okay, he was a super duper Air America liberal, potentially
Oh.
progressive. He hosted the same show that the guy who's women were treated like chattel. That guy.
Yeah, he was in the movie.
Yeah,
The Red Pill. They played a part of him in the Red Pill at the beginning.
Treated like chattel. Yeah.
Chattel. Is he still doing things?
I have no idea. The last time I saw him was God. Was that? I think it was like a Sargon video or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard of him in like forever.
Bender, was it Bender? Bender, was that his name? Matt Bender?
I don't know. I just know him as
That
Chattel
sounds-
Guy.
That
It's
sounds
Matt,
right.
Matt Bender, or Matt Bindle, or something like that.
It's Bender.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, who saw Ahmed Skeptic's interview with Ruben?
I haven't watched it
I
yet.
looked at,
I've read
I
the
looked at
comments.
Yeah, the comments are hilarious.
Yeah, they were pretty fucking rough, weren't they?
Did it not
They
go
were
good?
brutal.
Oh no, the interview itself, I got halfway through it and just had to turn it off. It's just vanilla as fuck. Just centrist vanilla. No, nothing.
I liked
of
Chris
substance.
Reagan on there.
Well, that's a definite change for Armored Skeptic.
Really?
Reagan.
Speaking of
No.
being
Oh, yeah.
SDA's got a beef.
jealous.
Yeah. He doesn't like forming an opinion much, does he?
Yeah, well, staying on the fence means you don't have to make any commitments to anything.
Yeah. Asked him about that.
I have a severe dislike of that little cocksucker.
So do I. I'm doing a stream with him on Saturday. Him and ranting feminists. That should be fun.
Oh,
Oh
God.
God. Jinx.
I need to watch that.
He's really dismissive of me on Twitter. I think maybe I don't have enough subs to warrant his precious time.
Street cred. Yeah.
It's only about 2,000 more than his.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
I can't stand him.
Yeah, I think I've finally like moved over to the dislike category. Unfortunately,
He's just so fucking slimy. He acts
Yes.
innocent, but he's slimy as
Like
fuck.
the first time I talked to him in a stream and I had never spoken to him before and he was nice. And then the next day on Twitter, he was being a little piece of shit. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
you're a pussy.
Ever since the first time I saw him, I just got the impression this is the kind of guy who would walk up behind somebody that's in a fight and punch them and run away.
Yeah.
He's just
yeah.
a fucking little. Oh,
I don't think
just
I've ever
like
seen him. I mean, everybody talks about this guy, but I
Well,
To
I did
motivate
a
her opinion?
response video to motivate her opinion on the Milo subject. So you can just head on over to my channel and watch that.
Stop shilling your fucking channel.
Give it a like and subscribe.
Okay, everybody, we're
I
counting them
can't
down.
remember that one. I'm gonna have to look at that.
This
Go
is
fucking
Casey
look at it.
Kasem. We're
Goddamn.
counting them down.
Yeah.
Nobody in the chat knows who Casey is,
I
man. They're
know.
young, remember?
I'm old. What do you want?
Wadley's got the best.
He was in
stuff.
Ghostbusters for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Who was?
Yeah, Wesley's fucking awesome.
Oh, I know who Casey Kasem is. I'm old too.
All right.
Don't
He
worry.
was the voice of Shaggy, for God's sakes.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but some dumb Americans are sitting over there going, I don't know. She's Googling.
And I'm not Googling. I know who Shaggy is.
And it's Casey
But
Kasem.
you said things I know. I'm covered.
That's like Captain America and the Avengers. I know that reference.
Oh my god.
Am I the only
Okay,
one
guys.
in here like
Yeah,
under?
I'm gonna drop out. I think you were just about to say you're wrapping up, aren't you, Monkey?
The pain is getting real bad, so I am going to have to end this. Thank you guys all for coming.
What's
Thank
your
you guys
pain?
for-
What's the pain exactly? Is it your back or something?
I have an injury to my spinal cord. Found out today there's scar tissue on it, so it causes all kinds of pains through everywhere below my neck. And and it's going to be a lifelong thing, it turns out.
That sucks, dude. That's the worst kind of pain.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll have medicines that can take care of it. My doctor's trying me on new stuff, so we'll see what happens with that. But been in this chair a little too long, so thank you guys for coming.
Fair enough. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for
I
having
didn't do
us.
it last time, so your life makes me sad. I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.